On a bustling, gorgeous Tuesday evening in Chatham, the Chatham A's have a chance to win 3 straight and jump above 500 for the first time in 2025. It's the A's and the Wareham Gatemen from Veterans Field with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Hudson, Chatham won its second in a row last night with a 6-4 darkness-shortened win in Cotuit.
And now finally a chance to make it 3, which is what all A's fans at this point have been really hoping for, trying to climb those standings. And even though last night was a win, Orleans had a miraculous comeback win over Bourne, which jumped the Firebirds higher than the A's currently sit. So right now still in 5th place in the Eastern Division.
Chatham and Harwich are tied at 4th at 29 points, but the Mariners have a game in hand. Every game crucial down the stretch in this Cape League season, and there are 11 to go after today. It's the 5th place A's in the East and the 1st place Wareham Gatemen in the West. We've got it all coming up for you. Plus, Sports Center is in town. I'll talk to Dennis Cook on the Manager Show about that and a whole lot more. Plus, Hudson catches up with the Sports Center host live from Veterans Field. It's Molly McGrath coming up on Catch of the Day. You won't want to miss that. Chatham and Wareham coming up on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show, getting ready for Game 30 of the Cape League season. Chatham hosts Wareham at Veterans Field, and it's time for the Manager's Show with the Chatham manager, Dennis Cook. I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, Sports Center is in town at Veterans Field tonight. They're going to 50 states. Of all the places in Massachusetts, they chose to come to Chatham. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's a great place to come to. Obviously, beautiful day today. Weather's great. Beautiful part of the world, so I can't imagine them picking a better city in Massachusetts.
When the Chatham job opened up, why did you want to come back?
Well, I liked it here, first and foremost. The people here are good. The organization's good. They, they help any and every way they can. So, there's really not anything not to like about Chatham.
Today we hit the 3/4 mark of the Cape League season. How would you assess the first 3/4?
I think we're doing good. I think our guys are playing good. Feels like we're starting to play really good at the right time. The guys feel loose and excited to be here. So I think we're in good shape.
I know early in the season you said you weren't looking a whole lot at the standings. Has that changed at all?
Not one bit.
Why don't you care about that?
Because we can't control it. All we can control is what we do on the field, and that's play hard, throw strikes as pitchers, and take good swings at good pitches. After that, we can't control anything. So that's what we concentrate on.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show before Chatham takes on Wareham at Veterans Field. Dennis, you beat Cotuit last night, 6-4 in a darkness-shortened game. What were your takeaways from that game?
I'm glad we won. I was proud of the kids. I thought we pitched pretty good. I think we're leaving too many guys on third base with less than 2 outs. We're not having good, solid contact and driving those runs in. And that's what we talked about last night, really focusing on when we got a guy on third base and less than 2 outs, we have to score that guy. No matter what it is, we have to score that guy. And we need to do a better job of that.
You had another solid outing from Gavin Jones, the lefty from Oklahoma. What have you seen from him over his last 2 starts?
He's just getting better. He threw a lot more strikes last night than he did the time before. And he had good numbers the time before. So just keep getting him on the mound, running him out there, and he's going to get better and better every time he goes out.
You also had a solid relief outing from Will Girardi in his Cape League debut. What do you think it says about him that he threw 102 innings at school this year and still wanted to come to Cape Cod?
I love that. Those are the kind of kids we want. We don't want the kid that's going to come here with 20 innings and then bail after 5 or 6 innings here. They can just stay. Those guys can stay at home. I'll take those kind of guys all day long that want to play, want to pitch, want to compete, and good, bad, or ugly, I'll take them.
You've added several pitchers and a couple of position players as well over the last couple days. What have those few days of recruiting been like for you?
They've been a little bit hectic, but I think we got 2 really good position players in that are going to help us. And the pitching, we're going to probably, starting next week, go to just a starter and then a bullpen. And we're going to run it like a big league staff for the last maybe the last 10 games or 6 games. We haven't made our mind up yet, but we'll have a little bit of a change, so the more arms we can get down there, more mix and matching we can do.
What went into the decision to make the switch to that model?
Well, it's just too hard right now to match people up. We have guys we don't know too much about, so we know we got at least 5 guys that we can start and can pitches give us significant innings, and then after that we just mix and match.
When you bring in players who maybe you didn't expect to have in Chatham when the summer started, what changes coaching those guys that you don't know a whole lot about?
Well, really nothing. We just tell them what the expectations are. Pitchers throw strikes, hitters swing at good pitches, and play hard, run the bases hard. And after that, we can't do anything else really to help them other than just to let them know what we expect.
There's Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show. Chatham and Wareham coming up in just a couple of moments. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Back to Hudson for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Thank you very much, Jake. What he said right there about a major league style bullpen and having a closer role in designated roles, that's the first time we've heard Dennis Cook say that this year, and that's all important as the season stretches on. Only 10 games left on the Cape League regular season as we roll on the Anglers Extra pregame show. Catch of the day is next with a special Sports Center guest.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoescapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back into the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Game 30 on the Cape League season. It's a very special day. ESPN Sports Center coming to Veterans Field as part of their 50 States in 50 Days tour. So we're joined by their host for Catch of the Day. It's Molly McGrath joining us today. Molly, what is
the state of Massachusetts for our 50 States in 50 Days, and what better place to do it than on the Cape, a place that is so special to Massachusetts, but also Cape League baseball is so unique in the sense that these players are here, and the coaches and all of the staff, the interns, everyone here is unpaid and doing it strictly for the love of the game. Like, when do you find that in today's day and era? So this is definitely a special place to be, and also I absolutely love the fan bases of Cape League baseball, the buy-in, the fact that the communities absolutely embrace these teams and these athletes. It's just such a special place to be, and it also reminds me of being in college again, because when I was in college, I went to Boston College, and I came to a couple Cape League games with friends and got a sense for the fan experience. So this is definitely something special that if someone hasn't been here before, they don't know what it truly feels like until you experience it for yourself.
It's certainly been a hectic day as well. You've had a whole lot to do. Walk me through today.
Well, I'm a mom, so I have 2 little kids. So mom duty in the morning, and then to come here and to be met by a group of, I don't know, like 40 or 50 young broadcasters and broadcasting hopefuls, and to field questions from them about their careers, how I got to where I am now. I just looked out at this group of young people, and I saw myself. I saw myself when I was in college, grinding and trying to make it in my career, and what it takes to get to this point. And it's definitely surreal and a full circle moment to be back here in the state of Massachusetts. This is where my career began, and now to be here at Sports Center is just like a dream come true. It's really cool.
A lot of people talk about the grind when you talk about minor league baseball and wanting to play baseball, but it's the same deal for broadcasters. What was the grind like for you to make it to this point?
It's a lot of giving up a social life and giving up your 20s to dedicate yourself to the job. And when I worked for the Celtics as my first on-camera job, I worked as their team reporter. And I started there as a one-man band, setting up a camera myself, shooting my own reports, making sure I got the sound quality right, and then going home at 2, 3 a.m., editing everything and then putting it up online. Like, that is a grind. And that's why I respect people who work for teams in the Cape League, in smaller markets, because I know the grind that it takes to get to a certain point where you now don't have to edit everything yourself and put it up online at 2 a.m., but now it's a different grind. Now it's the travel, it's time spent away from family, but it's worth it to love what you do and to inspire the future generations. So it's cool.
You were once a production assistant too on SportsCenter, and now you are a SportsCenter host. When you got the call that you would officially be a SportsCenter host, walk me through that moment. What went through your head?
Yeah, so I was a SportsCenter I was a SportsCenter production assistant in 2011. It was my first job out of college, and I logged play-by-plays of baseball games, cut highlights, printed out shot sheets, teleprompted for the show, did all the grunt work, and it gave me a greater appreciation for what goes into a show, what goes into a production, and how hard everyone works to put a show on the air. And now I just have a greater sense of appreciation for everyone around me. And I wouldn't be able to do this job if it weren't for the amazing support of our staff, of our producers, of the teleprompter. Like, my first SportsCenter that I hosted less than 2 weeks ago, I made sure to go up to the teleprompter, ask his name, and I told him, what you're doing is so important. Thank you so much for being here and for helping me look good. Because you see these people on TV and it seems like they have everything all together. No, it's the people around them that are making them look good and they're helping them be prepared. So I think I just have a different kind of perspective because I've lived on all sides of it.
You have that production staff with you today, and now they're setting up behind home plate as we speak for this 50 States in 50 Days tour where you've had to go all around the country. For someone who has not heard about this tour, what ESPN's doing, how would you describe it?
It's so unique. 50 states in 50 days. So it's what makes each state special and unique from a sports lens and the greatest moments of that state in sports. And so when they asked me if I wanted to be a part of Massachusetts, it was the fastest yes ever, because this is a state that means so much to me. Having gone to school in Boston, to start my career in Massachusetts, and also just the thing that makes Massachusetts special is also what makes Cape League baseball so special. It's the people. It's the fans. It is the fact that the people here in the state of Massachusetts, they're maybe a little rough around the edges, but they care a lot. They're hardworking, salt of the earth, loyal people. And that's why they care so much about their teams. That's why there were blankets and chairs set up 3 to 4 hours before the game today. That's why people live, breathe, and die by the Sox, the Celtics, the Bruins, the Pats, and that's also why Massachusetts is so special to me, because the people of Mass accepted me into the fold when I was kind of a fish out of water, just a California girl coming in, and now it feels like home. And that's why our family decided to move back. I'm going to raise my kids here. I'm going to be coming to Cape Cod baseball games their entire childhood, and this is like the start of a really cool tradition for my kids to be a part of this. So this is just such a special place, and I think my goal for today, if anything, is to give a national audience a sense of how special it is to be here and to experience this.
Yet another Cape League game today at 7 p.m. You got to get ready for SportsCenter, but thank you for joining Catch of the Day.
Yeah, thank you. I can't wait to join you for the broadcast as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm a little nervous, but I know you're going to make me look good.
Exactly. Not too much time before that comes on as well, so stick around through the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show, and for Wareham and Chatham at the top of the hour. Molly, thank you very much. Back to Jake Klein with the rest of our Anglers Extra pregame show. Jake?
Well, there's a little preview of it, Hudson. Molly McGrath will be joining us in just a couple of moments once this game gets underway. But first, we'll get you the lineups, the pitching matchup, and a whole lot more. First pitch is straight ahead.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's
Baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley.
Chatham and Wareham coming up from Veterans Field in just a couple of moments. The A's and Gatemen ready for the third of 4 matchups in the 2025 Cape League season. All right, time for the national anthem at Veterans Field. And for that, I'll send it over to the Veterans Field public address announcer, the paragon of pronunciation, Dr. Peter Burns.
Please rise for tonight's national anthem. After retiring from teaching in Vermont, Gene and Marilyn Sink moved to Chatham in 2010. They are active in the Chatham Garden Club, the First Congregational Church of Chatham, and the Chatham Anglers. They sing with the Notables and the Chatham Chorale. They are honored to sing tonight's national anthem. With tonight's national anthem, here are Gene and Marilyn Sink.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So there's the national anthem at Veterans Field, and before the A's and Gatemen get going, Hudson Ridley has your lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar.
Sure do, Jake. It's Braden Randall to lead it off for the visiting Wareham Gatemen, 15 and 14, first in the Cape Cod League's West Division. Colby Turner follows him, the right fielder, followed by Chris McHugh, the first baseman, and Caden McDonald, the designated hitter, in the cleanup spot. Then it's Chase Cruson, the left fielder, who bats fifth. Vance Sheehan, the third baseman, in the sixth spot. The final 3 in the order: Hayden Yost, the center fielder, bats seventh, with Drew Rogers, the former Brewster catcher from this year, who bats eighth. Chris Ramirez in the 9-hole rounds out the Wareham order. And then for Chatham, last place in the Cape Cod League East Division at 13, 13, and 3. Here is the lineup for Dennis Cook. Jackson Freeman, the center fielder, leads it off, followed by the catcher Daniel Jackson in the 2-hole. It's Chase Freilich who bats third, with Reed Stallman at first base. He's batting cleanup, back in the lineup after 2 straight nights off. Roman Martin in the 5-hole. He'll play third base today, followed by Ashton Larson, who bats sixth. He will start in right field. Isaiah Lane, the starter at shortstop, bats seventh, with Jake Hanley, the left fielder, batting eighth, and Trace Mazan batting ninth. It's his debut from Weatherford Community College. He will play second base. Jake, you have our pitching matchup presented by Red Nun Bar and Grill.
For Chatham, it is the 5'11", 198-pound right-hander Jacob Turner, a senior to be at Bowling Green State University. He makes his second appearance and first start of the Cape League season, 0-1 in just 2 innings pitched. He surrendered 2 runs in his first outing, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks for the Bowling Green righty. Turner For Wareham, it is Cooper Consiglio, 6 foot, 190-pound left-hander, a junior to be at NC State. He makes his 6th appearance and 6th start of the summer. 0-1 with in 19.2 innings. Has a 3.20 ERA, 15 strikeouts to 7 walks. He starts for the 2nd time this season against Chatham. The A's roughed him up a little, did not get out of the 4th inning when these teams faced on the 3rd night of the season, June the 16th. And Consiglio pitched for Wareham in what eventually became a 9-2 Chatham win. It is a gorgeous night at Veterans Field, just past the top of the hour, and just eyeballing it, Hudson, the largest crowd of the season at Veterans Field. The hill, which stretches from beyond the center field fence all the way past the right field foul pole, is as full as we've seen it, and the grandstand behind home plate packed to the gills.
Certainly must be one of the bigger crowds you think of 4th of July week, but that really would be the only thing to rival it right now. Most of the crowd is hovering around the concourse that sits directly behind home plate because, Jake, that is where SportsCenter is currently broadcasting. Just seconds ago, Molly McGrath, the host of SportsCenter's Face, was on ESPN, the national broadcast, with Veterans Field in the background.
Jacob Turner has completed his warm-up pitches. The A's are in the home whites, royal blue caps with the red A fishhook logo on the front and red bills. White jerseys with royal blue pinstripes, Chatham logo on the front, blue numbers on the back, and the white pants with the blue pinstripes. Wareham in the road jerseys, cranberry red hats with the W on the front, cranberry red jerseys with Gatemen arched across the chest in blue, white numbers front and back, and the gray pants. Almost ready to go for first pitch. Turner facing the left-handed hitting Braden Randall. Here it is. Fastball cranked into right center field. Larson chases it over, but it lands in the right center field gap. Randall turns first. He heads for second. The throw in is in time. Braden Randall tries to stretch a single into a double, and Jackson Freeman hoses him out from second. A hit on the first pitch of the ball game, but also the first out. And it came at 7:03, 68 degrees on a gorgeous Tuesday evening in Chatham. Time and temperature presented by the Chatham Athletic Association. So nobody on and 1 out after Randall is caught trying to stretch 1 into 2. And the right-handed hitting Colby Turner comes up. First pitch from Turner. Breaking ball down and away, 1-0. It's a Turner versus Turner matchup. Jacob, the right-hander, on the mound for Chatham. Colby in the right-handed batter's box for Wareham. As far as I know, no relation. 1-0. Fastball chopped left side. It twists foul on the ground toward the Wareham third base coach. A ball and a strike. Umpires for today's game. Ryan Damari calls the balls and strikes. On the infield, Jeff Merzel mans the right side. Anthony Brunetti the left side. Those presented, as always, by Chatham Paint and Hardware. 1-1 pitch. Fastball down and away. Skips past the glove of the catcher Jackson. 2 balls and a strike. Chatham defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Jake Hanley in left, Jackson Freeman in center, Ashton Larson in right. Roman Martin plays third, Isaiah Lane short. Trace Mazan makes his debut at second. Reed Stallman mans first, Daniel Jackson the catcher. 2-1, grounded left side, through into left, a base hit. Colby Turner, one of Wareham's all-stars a couple of days ago. As the Gatemen second hit of the day, it's a 1-out single, and he's aboard for the right-handed hitting 3-hole hitter, Chris McHugh.
Turner wisely took a very long turn as well. It took him a while to stop once he was on his way to first, from first to second, but he knew not to stretch it like Randall tried.
Right-handed hitting McHugh against the righty starter Turner. Turner comes set on the mound. First pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. Called a strike. It's 0-1. Runner takes his lead with 1 out. Still scoreless top of the first. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball just upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. McHugh, right-handed hitter out of NC State. Throw to first, safe. He enters the game a .266 hitter, an OPS of .940 for Wareham's league-leading offense. 1-1. Breaking ball, right on the inner third, called a strike, 1-2. It's a 3-pitch mix for Turner, fastball, slider, and a changeup. Slider the primary off-speed. Throw to first, save. No tag applied by Stallman. Runner Turner dives back head first. Each of the first 2 batters for Wareham knocks a hit. 1-2. Breaking ball tapped foul at home plate. Karam's off the backstop, offset toward the third base side of home. Count stays a ball and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting Chris McHugh. Wareham nothing, Chatham yet to bat, still in the top of the first. Now a throw to first, it gets away. Turner gets up and heads for second as Stallman chases it down by the side fencing up the right field line. An E1 on the pitcher, Jacob Turner, moves the runner to second with 1 out.
We saw costly defensive mistakes hurt Chatham yesterday, specifically in E1 thrown by the starter Gavin Jones, which eventually had a runner come around to score and put the runner who laid down the bunt all the way up at third base. Those defensive errors yesterday were completely costly, but Chatham still pulled it out.
So now a runner on second base with 1 out. Wareham and Chatham still scoreless, top of the first at Veterans Field in front of the largest crowd of the year. Right-hander Turner comes set. His 1-2 pitch to Chris McHugh. On the way. Breaking ball lofted toward center field. Freeman sprints in. It drops in front of him, a base hit. Turner chugs around third. The throw to the plate is late. Turner in with a head-first dive. And McHugh goes up to second. An RBI single makes it 1-0 Wareham in the top of the first.
This is the hottest offense in the league up to this point. Wareham leads the league in runs scored this year, and you can see why. They've already manufactured 3 hits in the first 3 batters of the game against a guy in Jacob Turner, who looked fine in his last appearance. He's been touched early.
Dennis Cook and Jay Powell, the Chatham manager and pitching coach, did not know who would start today's game when last night's game ended. They opt with Turner. His first pitch to Caden McDonald. Breaking ball, catches the outer third. Called a strike, 0-1. That fastball from Turner in the low 90s. The breaking ball mid-80s. And the changeup high 70s. 0-1 to the righty. Breaking ball ducks down and away. Jackson, the catcher, dives toward the back of the left-handed box to keep it from skipping to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. A run on 3 hits for Wareham in the top of the first. They lead Chatham 1-0. 1-1. Fastball called a strike. Top of the zone on the outside corner. It's 1-2. McHugh takes his lead off of second with 1 out. Turner gets the sign, comes set from the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. His 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sneaks the fastball past him at 91 miles an hour. It's the first strikeout for Jacob Turner and the second out of the top of the first.
It's good to see the confidence is still there for Turner after getting tagged in the first 3 batters.
Left-handed hitting Chase Cruson steps in. Left fielder from Central Florida. First pitch. Fastball called a strike, outside corner. 90 on the left center field radar gun. 0-1. Runner on second with 2 out. Turner's 0-1. Breaking ball ducks down and away. A ball and a strike. Cruson enters the game tied third on Wareham's roster for games played with 23. He's a .268 hitter. 1-1. Fastball drilled towards center field. Freeman trots back. He pulls up in front of the warning track and makes the catch to end the inning. So Jacob Turner, despite allowing 3 straight hits to start the frame, limits the damage. He strikes out McDonald and gets Cruson to fly out to center to end the top of the first. 1 Wareham run on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. After 1/2 inning of play at Veterans Field, it is Wareham 1 and Chatham coming to bat. The A's send the top of the order. Freeman, Jackson, and Freilich to the plate when we come back. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC.
Been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed, or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Back at Veterans Field, time for the bottom of the first on the Cape Cod Baseball Network with Hudson, Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Wareham leads Chatham 1-0. We go to the bottom of the first. And Jackson Freeman, the Chatham center fielder, leads it off against the Wareham left-hander, Cooper Consiglio of NC State. Faces the A's for the second time on the Cape League season, making his 6th start overall, and enters with a 3.20 ERA. In just a shade under 20 innings. Left against left, first pitch to Freeman. Fastball called a strike, outside corner, 0-1. Wareham got the first run of the game on 3 straight hits to start the top of the first. The RBI knock came from Chris McHugh, the 3-hole hitter.
30 seconds.
I lost Kevin. Fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Freeman, the Chatham All-Star, started in right field in the All-Star game Saturday. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball just off the plate away. 2 balls and a strike. Freeman will be followed by Daniel Jackson and Chase Freilich. Left-handers 2-1. Swing and a miss. Cuts over a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Consiglio walks to the back of the mound, grabs the rosin bag. Now winds up the 2-2. Up and in. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Freeman. Lefty ready. The payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. Jackson Freeman walks, and Chatham has its first base runner on the first batter of the bottom of the first. Runner on with nobody out.
Now batting for the Anglers, the catcher from the University of Georgia, number 2, Daniel Jackson.
Pick to first, runner back safely. Consiglio throws over toward Freeman, who dives back in.
Yeah, Kevin, talk about dreams being realized. I'm able to do something I've never done before in my entire broadcast career. I get to call a game from the booth at a Cape League game, and I'm here with Chatham Anglers broadcasters Hudson, Ridley, and Jake Klein, both Syracuse students, both attend the Harvard of Central New York.
That's right.
This has to be such a great experience, great reps for you guys as you look ahead to your career.
It sure is, and what a better place to do it than Chatham.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I love the scenery. I love all of the fans in the outfield, the fire truck raising the American flag. This is Americana at its finest. It's so cool.
It certainly is. This is kind of a slice of something you don't really get anywhere else in the world, really, is right here on Cape Cod, and especially because it's the best college players in the country come here to play.
And I'll let you continue to call the game. I don't want to get in the way of you doing your job. This is asking a lot of you.
Daniel Jackson, one of Chatham's all-stars, is at the plate as we speak. He's in a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Wareham is in front of Chatham, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. The A's have a runner on first with nobody out. Cooper Consiglio, the Wareham pitcher, ready for the 2-1. Here it is, up and away, 2-2.
And I think one of the coolest parts about this league is the talent that you see come through here. And you look at the different Cape Cod League players, and you look at names like in Massachusetts, Nomar Garcia-Parra, Jason Varitek, and then you look at some of the bigger national names like Aaron Judge. It must be so cool to see these guys at the beginning of their careers when they're still college kids just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it is one of the coolest parts of the Cape League when you rattle off all those Chatham and Cape League alums. I mean, Jeff Bagwell, a Baseball Hall of Famer, played on this very field. 3-1 to Jackson. Fastball popped foul. First base side, the count goes full. How has your Chatham experience been?
It's been amazing, and as the ball was just fouled backwards, the foul balls are like a scene in themselves. My kids are here at the game. Every time a foul ball flies around or over the fence, every single kid in the vicinity runs to the ball. It's just like such a scene. This is such a family-friendly environment. It's very cool.
The 3-2 is called, strike 3. Jackson goes down on strikes. That's the first out of this bottom of the first as the left-handed hitting Chase Freilich comes to the plate.
All right, well, Hudson and Jake, I appreciate you guys so much for letting me sit with you in the booth, get a little taste of what it's like to call a Cape Cod Baseball League game. This has been so much fun, so special. Kevin, I got to come back. Maybe I'm going to try my chops at calling some baseball games in the future.
So there's ESPN's Molly McGrath hosting SportsCenter live from the booth as the first pitch to Freilich is a breaking ball called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Molly, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you so much for welcoming me in, and this has been such a cool experience. I think the most surprising thing has been what a scene all of this has been in terms of the fans, the kids. It's just been such a wonderful experience. So I appreciate you all welcoming me in.
Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
There's Molly McGrath of ESPN on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Runner on first with 1 out. The 0-2 to Freilich. Cold, strike 3. Breaking ball drops right into the heart of the zone, and Freilich goes down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for the left-hander Cooper Consiglio, and the A's have a runner on first with 2 out for the cleanup hitter Reed Stallman. Stallman, a left-handed hitter from Mississippi State, did not play in Chatham's 6-4 win over Cotuit at Lowell Park last night. Left on left, first pitch to him. Fastball upstairs, pops out of the mid of the catcher Rogers and rolls to the backstop. Freeman, the runner from first, takes off and goes to second. And the count of ball and no strikes on the left-handed hitting Reed Stallman at the plate. Consiglio stares in for the sign. He nods, comes set, looks at the runner at second. His 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball up and in. 2 balls, no strikes on Stallman. Hudson, how cool is that? SportsCenter in the house at Veterans Field.
Look at that, Jake, and
While that was happening, that was broadcast on ESPN as well. One of the cooler things to happen in this Cape League season.
2-0 to Stallman. On the way. Breaking ball in the dirt. He checks his swing. Did he go? No, says the left side umpire, Tony Brunetti. It's 3 balls, no strikes.
He's standing on the infield grass. That's hard to ring him up from there. We'll say, though, it's great to have Stallman back in the lineup at this point. He was out for the last 2 games because of ballpark depth reasons and getting other guys in, but his swing plays perfectly at Veterans Field. Each game for the rest of the season that happens at Veterans Field, Stallman should be in the lineup.
And a couple of the other Cape League fields as well. 3-0. Fastball high and tight, ball 4. So on the first 4 batters faced by the left-hander Consiglio, he walks 2 and strikes out 2. Now the A's have runners on first and second with 2 out. And the right-handed hitting Roman Martin steps up. First and second with 2 out. 1-0 Wareham, bottom of the first at Veterans Field. First pitch to Martin. Fastball down and in. Just below the knees off the inside corner on the right-handed hitter. 1 ball, no strikes. Wareham started the game with 3 straight singles. Braden Randall was thrown out trying to stretch his leadoff hit into a double. Then Turner singled, moved to second on an error, and scored on the McHugh single. 1-0. Fastball down and in again. Similar spot on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's 2-0 on McHugh. Lefty set, the pitch to Martin. Down and in. 3 balls, no strikes. And that makes 7 straight balls thrown by the left-hander, Cooper Consiglio. Freeman leads off of second. Stallman off of first with 2 out. Wareham ahead 1-0, bottom of the first. Chatham with a chance to tie it. 3-0. Swing and a foul fly ball on the first base side out of play. 3 balls, 1 strike. A 3-0 swing from Roman Martin, who got the green light from Brett Doe, the Chatham third base coach, in this RBI situation. Consiglio set again. 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. It's the 3rd walk of the bottom of the first, and Chatham has the bases loaded for Ashton Larson. He's already hit a grand slam on this Cape League season against Falmouth on July the 6th, and he nearly, Hudson, hit one yesterday in Cotuit.
That was a foot or so from the wall when Dean West, the right fielder for Cotuit, raced over and got to it. My goodness, though, with that altitude and how hard it cracked off the bat, you thought it was gone. There was wind blowing in, though, and that could have knocked it down.
Wareham pitching coach makes the brisk jog out to the mound. He's joined by the Gatemen catcher Drew Rogers and the rest of the Wareham infield. There is nobody warming up in the Wareham bullpen down the right field line. Consiglio walked the first batter. He faced Jackson Freeman, then struck out Daniel Jackson and Chase Freilich before Reed Stallman walked and Roman Martin walked. And before the first pitch in a left-on-left matchup with Ashton Larson. Bases loaded and 2 out. Wareham's pitching coach out to the mound. Now he jogs back to the first base side dugout. So Consiglio ready to go. The infielders return to their spots. Bases loaded with 2 out. Left on left. First pitch to Ashton Larson. Fastball, high. He just ever so slightly starts his hands around but lays off the 91-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 1-0. Consiglio deals. Fastball powered to center field. Playable for Hayden Yost, who jogs back, pulls up, and makes the catch. 10 feet or so in front of the warning track. And the A's strand the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. Cooper Consiglio walks 3, but gets Ashton Larson to fly out, and Chatham does not score. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We go to the second inning at Veterans Field. It's Wareham 1 and Chatham nothing. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's baseball from Veterans Field. It's the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
At Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
Hi, this is Isaiah Lane from the University of San Diego. You listen to the Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Time for the top of the second at Veterans Field. Wareham in front of Chatham 1-0. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Vance Sheehan, the USC Upstate third baseman, leads it off for Wareham in the second. Faces the Chatham starter, Bowling Green righty Jacob Turner. First pitch, fastball pings the outside corner at 90 miles an hour, 0-1. Sheehan, then Hayden Yost and Drew Rogers, righty, lefty, righty. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Turner winds up. Here's the 1-1. Fastball dribbled foul along the third base line. It trickles onto the grass and rolls into the third base coaching box. 1 ball, 1 strike. By far the largest crowd of the season, the hill in right field is almost filled up. All the way from street level down to field level. 1-2, down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hudson, before the game, I thought, wow, this is a pretty large crowd, maybe one of the largest of the season. Now there's no doubt about it. 2-2, grounded right side. Stallman picks it up on a 4-hopper. He flips to the pitcher covering, and Turner beats Sheehan to the bag. That's the first out.
Jake, this crowd is unbelievable. The hill is really the true indicator because the lower bowl will be packed on most days, and you can feel that down each line as well. But the indicator of the hill, I mean, oh my goodness, it is packed for this game. ESPN leaves in a minute from now, they're done, and this hill will still be there.
Right on left with Hayden Yost, the first pitch. Fastball called a strike, outside corner, 0-1. Turner allowed 3 straight hits to start the ball game. 1 runner was thrown out on the base paths. Another advanced to second on a throwing error by Turner, then scored. 0-1. Fastball downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. American flag hanging from the fire truck in right. 1-1, down and in. 2 balls and a strike. It's way up there at the top of the extended ladder, hanging over the right center field hill and blowing ever so slightly out toward right. 2-1. Fastball inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Although it's such a large flag, it's probably so heavy, I don't know that it's actually a great indicator of the wind.
The flag in center field isn't moving, so we truly don't know.
3-1. Fastball spun foul on the ground in front of the Chatham dugout on the third base side. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good movement from the ball boy as well. Sprang up from his chair, shuffled side to side, fielded it like a shortstop underneath his legs in front of the Chatham dugout on the third base side. And Duke Stone, one of Chatham's pitchers, congratulated him for it.
3-2 to Hayden Yost. Here's the pitch. Fastball grounded sharply, fair, inside first and down the right field line. Yost tears around first and goes for second. Larson chases it down. Yost heads for third. The throw in goes to third, late. Hayden Yost hits a 1-out triple into the right field corner, and Reed Stallman, the Chatham first baseman, is down. He crumpled over in pain in foul territory after he dove for that hard hit ground ball. He gets up and walks back to his spot. And the Chatham trainer comes over to the first base side near Stallman. As Drew Rogers, the right-handed hitter, comes to the plate after the 1-out triple from Yost. And Stallman, the Chatham first baseman, says he's all right. Waves off the training staff by the Wareham dugout. And he'll stay in the game. Right against right, the first pitch to Rogers. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Wareham up 1-0. Top of the second inning at Veterans Field. Gatemen have a runner on third. Yost with 1 out after the triple. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball down and away. 2-0 on Rogers. He started his summer with the Brewster Whitecaps and actually homered against Chatham in a game at Stony Brook Field a couple of weeks ago. Sent to Wareham in a de facto trade where the Whitecaps intentionally released him and the Gatemen picked him up. 2-0. Breaking ball called a strike. Inside corner, 2-1. You see, at the time, Brewster had 3 catchers and felt it could survive with 2. Wareham was in need of a catcher, and Ryan Smythe, the Gatemen skipper, is a former Jamie Shevchuk assistant at Brewster. So Jamie said, I've got a catcher. Ryan said, I need one, and Rogers made the move. 2-1, flied into very shallow center. No, it's on the infield. Lane steps in, and he makes the catch at the shortstop spot. 2 gone.
Big to get a pop-up there.
Dennis Cook said he wants to see better Chatham hitting with runners on third and less than 2 outs. Drew Rogers did not do the job there.
Certainly not. If he hits that fly ball deep, then he can drive in the runner with just 1 gone. But now, all Jacob Turner has to do is focus at the batter at the plate.
That batter is right-handed hitting Chris Ramirez, shortstop from Cal Baptist. That's with a runner on third and 2 men out. Turner's first pitch. Breaking ball, called a strike on the outside corner. Ramirez rolls his head and looks down to his third base coach. Did not agree with the call from Ryan Damari, the home plate umpire, but it's strike 1 nonetheless. Turner set again from the stretch, first base side of the mound. The pitch on the outside corner again. This time with a fastball. It's 0-2. And Jacob Turner a pitch away from working around the 1-out triple. Right-hander set. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside. Jackson drops to a knee behind the left-handed box to grab it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two. Breaking ball floated towards right. Larson sprints over, but it twists foul. It lands a couple of feet inside the fence down the right field line. Rolls toward the corner. Larson picks it up and flips it to a young fan behind the outfield fence in the right field corner. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chris Ramirez, the right-handed hitting Wareham shortstop. playing in just his 8th game, off to a .476 start, 10 hits in his first 21 at-bats. 1-2 pitch. Fastball spoiled foul in the air off the very tip top of the netting behind home plate. Stays a ball and 2 strikes. Wareham 1, Chatham nothing, top of the 2nd. There's a Gatemen runner on 3rd, Yost with 2 out. Another 1-2 to Ramirez. Turner delivers. Breaking ball, tapped on the ground right side. Mazan fields at 2nd. He slings it over to 1st. And that ends the inning. Jacob Turner works around the 1-out triple from Hayden Yost. He hangs a 0 in the top of the 2nd. And Chatham enters the bottom of the 2nd, trailing Wareham 1-0. The A's will send Isaiah Lane, Jake Hanley, and Trace Mazan to the plate for his first Cape League at bat. It's Wareham 1 and Chatham nothing from Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
We start the bottom of the 2nd at Veterans Field with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Wareham leads Chatham 1-0, and the right-handed hitting Isaiah Lane steps in. Cooper Consiglio, the Wareham starter, winds up. First pitch, bottoms 2. Breaking ball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Lane has a guard on his left shin just below the kneecap where he fouled a pitch into during last night's game in Katuitt. He did stay in the game and in the lineup today. 1-0. Fastball called a strike, outside corner, 1-1. That read as 96 on the Veterans Field scoreboard in left center. I'm not sure I believe that. 1-1. Slow breaking ball, called a strike at the top of the zone. A ball and 2 strikes. Gatemen 1, A's nothing. Bottom of the 2nd. Nobody on, nobody out. The 1-2 to Lane. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First, or rather the 3rd strikeout for Cooper Consiglio. It's the first out in the bottom of the 2nd. So with 1 out and nobody on, the left-handed hitting Jake Hanley steps to the plate. Left on right, rather left on left. The pitch, breaking ball up and in on Hanley. Bends out of the way of it. It's 1-0. Consiglio's 1-0 pitch. Fastball lined off of Ryan Damari behind the plate. That is the 3rd time this season that Chatham has hit Ryan Damari with a baseball.
It's unbelievable. It continues to happen. The best one was at Yarmouth Dennis, a ball that skipped off the ground and hit him in a section that you don't want to be hit in. and he let out such an audibly loud "oh" that you could clearly hear it on our broadcast. And in kind of a desolate Red Wilson Field, that was very loud.
He shook this one off, back behind the plate, ready for the 1-1 to Hanley. Here it is, up and in. Almost hit Hanley in the helmet. He ducks out of the way of it and takes a deep breath as he saunters out of the left-handed box. It's Wareham 1, Chatham nothing, bottom of the second. The pitch. Tapped on the ground toward first. McHugh charges. He takes it to the bag himself and beats Hanley. Steps on first with his right foot. 2 gone.
The second baseman from Coastal Carolina, number 24, Trace Mazan.
So with 2 out in the bottom of the second and still nobody on, the right-handed hitting Trace Mazan steps in for his first Cape League at bat. First pitch, fastball down and in, 1-0. Mazan, a right-handed hitter who just finished up his second season at Weatherford College in Texas, a junior college. He's set to transfer to Coastal Carolina next year. 1-0, fastball down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. So Mazan, who was a monster hitter, hit over 360 at the junior college level. Heads next fall to the reigning national runners-up. 2-0. Swung on and line foul over the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And Coastal Carolina has a good history, but when he had committed, it was still just a solid season for Coastal Carolina. And then the takeoff at the end, towards the end of the season, he got more than he even bargained for at that time.
2-1 to Mazan. Fastball knocked foul in the air, right side and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wareham 1, Chatham nothing, bottom of the second at Veterans Field. Nobody on with 2 out, 2-2 on Trace Mazan. Consiglio takes a long look in. Now the 2-2. Breaking ball flied into shallow right center field. Randall, the second baseman, sprints out. Called off by the right fielder Turner. He makes the catch to end the inning. Chatham goes 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 2 innings at Veterans Field, Wareham is still in front, 1-0. Gatemen send the top of the order to the plate when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Zero chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAD is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance, 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cap before there's 0 time left.
To the third at Veterans Field. Top of the Wareham order comes to the plate against the Chatham starter, Jacob Turner. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. It's Braden Randall, Colby Turner, and Chris McHugh. Lefty, righty, righty against the right-hander Turner. All 3 singled their first time up. First pitch to Randall, who's 1 of 1. Change up, called a strike, low outside corner, 0-1. Randall singled into right center field to lead off the ball game, tried to stretch it into a double, and Jackson Freeman threw him out. 0-1 to him. Breaking ball, ducks down and in, just off the inside corner at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, fouled back, just over the screen. Behind home plate, offset toward the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Randall. He's out of Ole Miss. One of only a couple of Rebels in the Cape League this season. Ole Miss not terribly well represented this summer after a solid season in the SEC. 1-2. Breaking ball outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chatham, of course, had a mainstay Ole Miss catcher, Campbell Smithwick, last season. Played for Bourne this summer until he was released last night. Turner winds up, is 2-2 to Randall. Fastball outside, and the count goes full. One 0 Wareham, top of the third. Nobody on, nobody out, and the count 3-2 on the Wareham leadoff man, Braden Randall. Turner winds up. The payoff pitch. Fastball grounded, right side. Stallman slides, but it goes under his glove, between his legs and into right. Randall turns first and goes to second. Larson boots it in right. The throw in, relay to third, save. It went between Stallman's legs at first, and then Larson bobbled it once it rolled into foul territory down the right field line. Randall goes all the way to third with nobody out.
An identical play to the triple that happened earlier from Hayden Yost. Ground ball hit to the right side. Goes just past the first base bag. Stallman has to dive for it. Goes under his glove. Larson has a tough time with it in right. The relay comes in, and it's just late. A mirror image of what happened back in the second inning.
So right on right with Turner. First pitch, down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. It's ruled a double error on Stallman at first and on Larson in right. One 0. Breaking ball, down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. One 0 Wareham, top of the third at Veterans Field. Runner on third with nobody out. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Down and away. 3 balls, no strikes. And Turner, who walked 3 in his first 2-inning outing, in danger of losing his first batter today. .3-0. Drilled toward left. Hanley sprints back toward the corner. He looks up. It's gone inside the pole. Colby Turner swings 3-0 and belts a 2-run homer to left. He pads the Wareham lead. It's 3-0 Gatemen in the top of the third.
In the entirety of Veterans Field could feel that one was gone off the bat. You heard the crack and the angle it took. It was a high launch angle. We've seen balls drift towards that corner and land on the track. That one had just enough to get past the 340 sign down the left field line.
The only question was, would it stay fair? And it did by 10 feet or so. So 3-0 Wareham, still nobody on, nobody out. First pitch to McHugh. Breaking ball called a strike, bottom of the zone on a check swing. 0-1. Turner's 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball bounces in front of home plate, skips off the catcher's glove and rolls toward the Wareham dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wareham entered the game the league's leader with 157 runs scored. In first place in the West. 1-1. Fastball called a strike. High outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chris McHugh. One-two pitch. Breaking ball, line towards second. Mazan leaps. He makes the catch. Trace Mazan elevates and snares a line drive for the first out of the top of the third.
Right place, right time. Got the feet moving first. Paused for a second. And then when he threw up that glove, it was almost graceful, swan-like as he jumped up and snagged it.
But Hudson a concern. Balls hit hard off the bat all day off of Turner. First pitch to McDonald. Called a strike. Outside corner 0-1.
That's true. I mean, there have been two, well, a double and an error was one of the triples, but two what you could consider triples in these spots in a home run.
0-1. Breaking ball called a strike. Outside corner 0-2. Now 6 Wareham hits, the last 3 of which went for extra bases.
The first 3 hits of the game came from the first 3 batters.
0-2. Breaking ball. Down and away. Just barely off the outside corner. It's 1-2.
Nobody up and warming as of right now in the Chatham pen.
1-2 pitch to McDonald. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Turner gets the breaking ball past him. Second strikeout for Turner. Second strikeout of Caden McDonald. And there are 2 out with nobody on. Wareham in front of Chatham, 3-0 in the top of the third. A's will need to mount a comeback in order to win a 3rd straight game for the first time in 2025 and jump above 500 for the first time in 2025. Left-handed hitting Chase Cruson stands in. First pitch, down and away, 1-0. We'll keep an eye on the rest of the Cape League scoreboard for you throughout the night. Chatham currently tied with Harwich for 4th place in the East, a point back of 3rd place Orleans. 1-0. Change up, called a strike, outside corner, it's 1-1. Right against left. 1-1 pitch. Fastball just downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Harwich, with whom Chatham is tied, is at Hyannis tonight. Orleans hosts Brewster at Eldridge Park. 2-1. Fastball chopped right side through the legs of Stallman and into right. Cruson turns first and goes for second. Larson throws in as Cruson stops at second. Reed Stallman has had a rough night at first base. Injured, at least momentarily, on a hot shot grounder that turned into a triple. Then watched a double go right through his legs and now makes Chatham's 3rd error of the night.
And it's so uncharacteristic for Stallman, who had played a great defensive first base through his first handful of games.
First pitch to Sheehan, outside, 1-0.
And when I had talked to Stallman around a week ago for catch of the day, I asked him, he played outfield this past season, do you feel comfortable at first base? He said, that's my most comfortable position. It has not looked like it today.
1-0 pitch. Breaking ball down and away, 2-0. The first 2 were hit pretty hard, especially the triple, but even the one that went between his legs earlier in the inning.
You could debate whether or not that was his fault.
That one was routine. 2-0. Downstairs, 3-0. That last one off the bat of Cruson, just a high 3-4 hopper. And Stallman didn't get all the way down on it. 3-0 to Sheehan. Here's the pitch. Fastball called a strike, bottom third of the zone. It's 3-1. Three runs on 6 hits for Wareham. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a low fastball. Sheehan probably swung at ball 4. It's 3-2. Three-two pitch. Swung on and tapped foul at home plate off of the right-handed hitter in the box. It stays full.
Already 63 pitches for Jacob Turner. He is not yet out of the third.
Still no action in the left field bullpen for Chatham, but feels like it could start soon. 3-2. Fastball chopped left side. Lane charges, plays it on the short hop. Sidearm throw to first in time. The inning is over. But Wareham tacks on 2 runs on 2 hits, including the 2-run homer from Colby Turner. 2 errors and 1 man left on base. After 2.5 at Veterans Field, it's the Wareham Gatemen 3 and the Chatham A's nothing. Top of the order comes to the plate. Up next for the A's, don't go anywhere.
Chatham A's on the air.
The Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery, welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Back for the bottom of the third at Veterans Field. Wareham has a 3-0 lead over Chatham. With Hudson, Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. It's the top of the A's order to face the left-hander Cooper Consiglio, starting with the left-handed hitting Jackson Freeman. Left on left. Consiglio winds up. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball called a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Freeman walked his first time up. He was stranded on third when the A's left the bases loaded in the first. 0-1. Breaking ball called a strike on the inner third. No balls and 2 strikes on Freeman. Dennis Cook has called him over the last couple of days Chatham's best hitter. Enters the game hitting .274. 0-2. Breaking ball, down and away, check swing. No swing on appeal to the left side umpire Anthony Brunetti. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on the left-hander. Consiglio winds up again. Is 1-2 to Freeman. Breaking ball, nubbed on the ground, right side. Randall charges from second, underhand flip to first in time. Freeman set down 4-3, 2 out, or rather 1 out.
Now batting for Chatham, the catcher from the University of Georgia, number 2.
Wareham still in front of Chatham, 3-0, bottom of the third at Veterans Field. A's without a hit. And the right-handed hitting Daniel Jackson comes up. Consiglio shakes twice, now nods. First pitch to Jackson, spiked. Fastball bounces 5 or 6 feet in front of home plate and caroms to the backstop. And somebody from the Chatham dugout just grunted.
Very similar to the same grunt that Ryan Damari let out weeks ago in YD.
1-0 to Jackson. Breaking ball up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 pitch. Fastball down and in. 3 balls, no strikes on Jackson. Consiglio entered the game with 7 walks on the season. Now in a 3-0 count against Jackson, he's in danger of walking his 4th tonight. 3-0. Fastball right down the middle. Jackson taking all the way. It's strike 1 and it's 3-1. Wareham 3, Chatham nothing. Bottom of the 3rd. The 3-1 to Jackson. Fastball popped up. Right side of the infield. The first baseman, McHugh, doesn't see it. Now he chases after it. The second baseman sprawls out, and Randall makes the catch in shallow right. Boy, Chris McHugh never saw it off the bat. He barely moved. But Braden Randall came from second, sprinted into shallow right, and made the catch.
And there's not much wind tonight to accurately predict where a pop-up will go at any given moment. That drifted over the right field line and then came back on the second baseman. And Randall had to make that diving backwards catch.
So 2 out, nobody on. First pitch to Chase Freilich. Fastball grounded. Backhand stop at second by Randall. It kicks off of him, bounces to the shortstop. But no throw from Chris Ramirez. Freilich legs it out. Chatham has a 2-out base runner in the bottom of the 3rd. It's a hit for Chase Freilich. Chatham's first of the night puts a runner on first with 2 out as Reed Stallman comes up. Left on left. First pitch to Stallman. Fastball down, no call to strike. 0-1. Lefty looks at the runner at first. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, popped into shallow right. Same spot for Randall. This time he jogs out and settles under it. He makes the backpedaling catch in shallow right to end the inning. So Chatham gets its first hit of the game on the ground ball up the middle by Chase Freilich, but the A's can't do anything with the 2-out knock and do not score. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base after 3 at Veterans Field. It's Wareham 3 and Chatham nothing. Hudson Ridley takes over on play-by-play for the middle innings when we return. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC.
Hi, this is Dennis Cook, manager of the Chatham Anglers. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Welcome back at Veterans Field. Wareham leads Chatham 3-0. And with your middle innings play-by-play, here's Hudson Ridley.
Thank you very much, Jake. It's a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen for the A's, who trail 3-0 in the top of the 4th. The day is done for the righty Jacob Turner, so the call is the left-hander Cam Johnson on to make his 4th appearance on the Cape League season. A 5.6 ERA in 5 1/3 innings pitched, 3 walks to 8 strikeouts. Last year was not the year for Cam Johnson with an ERA of 16 in his time in Chatham, but this year he has really settled things down in comparison to last year. He faces the bottom of the Wareham order. It's Hayden Yost, Drew Rogers, and Chris Ramirez, 7, 8, 9, lefty, righty, righty, to face the left-hander. Johnson peers in and comes set. Left on left. Here's the first pitch. Fastball hit on the ground, one hopper off the glove of Johnson. Lane fields at short, charges and fires to first in time to get the runner. It knocked off the glove of Johnson and then took one high hop behind the second base bag. It slowed it down in time for Isaiah Lane to charge from the shortstop spot. He fielded it and threw off balance to first, so the putout goes 1 to 6 to 3 because it hit the glove of Johnson first. One down in the top of the 4th, and Wareham up 3 to 0 on Chatham. It brings up the right-handed hitting Drew Rogers. 0 for 1 today. Here's the first pitch from Johnson. Fastball up and out, and Jackson gloves it. Daniel Jackson getting the start at catcher today, only his 3rd of the Cape League season. Despite the potential, he is the starting catcher at Georgia in the next spring, the season to come. The 1-0, fastball cut on and missed. That fastball from Johnson sits in the mid-90s, can scrape the upper 90s at times. He has hit 97 on the gun this year from the left side. He's got Rogers in a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped up right side. Foul territory. Stallman races over towards the chain link fence on the warning track, and it lands just past the fence in right, in between a large crowd down that right field line at Veterans Field. This is without a doubt the biggest crowd this year at Veterans Field. The Hill is still relatively packed, and ESPN is gone. They've packed up their cameras and left. These fans are just sticking around, not for the fame and glory of being on TV, but just to watch this Cape League game. It's 1-2 to Drew Rogers, 1 gone, nobody on. A 3-0 lead for Wareham in the top of the 4th. Johnson kicks and deals. Fastball outside. 97, the fastest he's dialed it up to so far in this relief appearance. At first, it was Jacob Turner. The right-hander allowed 3 runs on 7 hits today, 2 strikeouts. Johnson's 2-2 pitch. Fastball downstairs. Jackson gloves it in the dirt, and the count runs full. His question mark is always the command. He's got a payoff pitch to Drew Rogers with 1 gone and nobody on. Here it is. Fastball well away from the catcher Jackson. It ricochets off the backstop. He scoops it up and it's a walk. Drew Rogers draws the first walk of the day for Wareham. As he heads down to first, it's a 1-out base runner for the Gatemen. 3-0 the Wareham lead. Top of the 4th. 1 gone and a runner on first, and it's the 9-hole hitter Chris Ramirez. Ramirez right now could not be off to a better start, hitting .476 through his first 7 games with Wareham. He bats from the right side. Here's the first pitch from Johnson. Fastball down and away. And the catcher Jackson yet again has to dive to his right side in order to glove it. Ramirez stands back in, right foot at the back of the right-handed box. Jackson sets up low and inside. Here's the 1-0. Fastball downstairs. No swing from Ramirez. It's quickly 2-0. And now Jay Powell, Chatham's pitching coach, has emerged from the third base dugout, and he will want to have a word with Johnson. As mentioned, last year for Johnson was a little bit rough. Tossed 11 walks to just 2 strikeouts in his time with the A's. Since coming back this year, those numbers right now, 4 walks to 8 strikeouts, including the walk earlier in the inning to Drew Rogers. He's credited the turnaround in part to mental visualization. He wakes up and he sees himself throwing strikes, is what he says. He wants to hit the strike zone. Every moment that he's thinking about pitching, he's thinking about hitting the strike zone. And that's helped him more this season. Jay Powell walks back into the Chatham dugout on the third base side, still standing on the top railing and looking on. It'll be a 2-0 pitch to Ramirez with 1 gone and a runner on first. Here's the pitch from Johnson. Fastball, called strike. Dots the low outside corner on Chris Ramirez. He walks back up the mound. Stares daggers at Rogers at first. Here's the 2-1. Fastball cut on and tipped into the mitt of Jackson. It's 2-2. And quickly back-to-back strikes after the mound visit. Rogers takes his lead off of first, being held on by Stallman. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball off the edge of the plate away. Full count for a second straight batter. Ramirez stands closer to the plate than he has on any other pitch. Ready for the 3-2. Here's the payoff. Fastball hit in the air left side, rather right side, and it tails foul. He was late on the heater, 97 miles an hour. Got his bat to it, just sprayed it a little underneath. And it tailed all the way to the Wareham bullpen in right. Still no action to replace the starter Cooper Consiglio for the Gatemen, who's gone 3 scoreless innings up to this point. Another payoff to Ramirez. Here it is. Fastball away from Jackson into the backstop. It's ball 4. Rogers goes up to second base, takes a look at Jackson, who's fielded the ball. So he holds up there. Back-to-back walks issued by Cam Johnson. Wareham on top of Chatham, 3-0 in the top of the 4th. 2 of those runs coming on a home run back in the 3rd inning, courtesy of Colby Turner, the right fielder. He stands in the on-deck circle. It's the leadoff man, Braden Randall, from the left side. He bats with runners on first and second and 1 gone. Here's the first pitch. Fastball, called strike. Johnson pulled back and took a little bit off the fastball to locate the zone. The corners are pulled off the bags. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball down and away. A ball and a strike on Randall. He's reached both times today. Had a single as the first batter of the game, then got thrown out at second, trying to stretch it into 2, then reached back in the 3rd as well. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball downstairs. No swing. 2-1 on Randall. He's also had to make a couple of acrobatic plays from second base, including a twisting ball down the right field line where he jumped backwards into fair territory to field the ball before it dropped for a base hit. Here's the 2-1 from Johnson. Fastball hit in the air left side directly at Hanley and left. He makes the grab. Slings it back in and the runners hold. Rogers stays at second, Ramirez at first,
and an important second out for Chatham. With 2 gone and runners on first and second, it's Colby Turner. 2 for 2 today, a single, and then the 2-run blast back in the third. He bats from the right side. First pitch from Johnson. Drills him. Breaking ball to the behind, and it loads the bases. The first hit by pitch today for either side. And it drills Turner in the back of the leg. Not a bad batter to get rid of. Still remains at 2 for 2 today as he heads down to first. Ramirez on second, Rogers at third. The bases are loaded for Chris McHugh. The 3-hole hitter from the right side is 1 for 2 today. Wareham already on top 3-0 in the top of the fourth. First pitch, fastball downstairs, 1-0. Johnson getting encouragement from the A's dugout. All he needs is the 1 out at the plate. Here's the 1-0. Fastball hit in the air, right center field. Larson goes over, and he makes the grab for the 3rd out. Johnson works himself into trouble, but then gets out of it. It is no runs on no hits, no errors, and the 3 runners left on base. 2 walks and a hit by pitch issued by Cam Johnson as we make our way to the bottom of the 4th. Still a 3-0 lead for Wareham as the A's only have 1 hit today. The order comes back up when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
Bottom of the 4th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Wareham on top of Chatham 3-0 under the lights at Veterans Field. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. Roman Martin to lead things off for the A's. He's the middle of the order. The 5-hole hitter is followed by Ashton Larson and Isaiah Lane. Righty, lefty, righty to face Cooper Consiglio on for his 4th inning. Left on right, the first pitch. Fastball way high and gloved by the catcher Rogers. 1-0. For Consiglio, his last time out against the A's in Game 3 of the season, he only made it through 3 innings before being pulled. Now he's only allowed 1 hit through the first 3. 1-0. Fastball, called strike. Very bottom edge of the zone on Martin. It's 1-1. 0 for 1, rather 0 for 0 today. Only a walk back in the first. Is yet to record an at-bat. 1-1. Fastball downstairs, and it drills Ryan Damari, the home plate umpire, again. That is now the 4th time that Ryan Damari has been hit hard in a Chatham game.
twice today. The pitch was a ball downstairs, so it's 2-1 on Martin. He crowds the plate on the right side. Here's the 2-1. Fastball high, and he's worked himself into a friendly 3-1 count. The sky a beautiful hue today. The sunset at Veterans Field illuminating the clouds in left field. Still a blue sky behind the trees in left center. It's a 3-1 to Martin. Fastball, called strike on the outer half, and Martin steps out of the box and tweaks his head to the right side. Winces as he does so. Takes a deep breath and stands back in. Checks the bat and bends the knees. A payoff from Consiglio. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. The 4th strikeout today for Cooper Consiglio, the 2nd swinging against an A's hitter, and it's the 1st retired in the bottom of the 4th. That brings up Ashton Larson. Made the grab in the top of the 4th, which ended the frame, and it was a big one in right center field as the bases were loaded. Now he bats with 1 gone and nobody on. First pitch. Downstairs. Breaking ball at 84 miles an hour from Consiglio. It's 1-0. Lefty on lefty. The 1-0. Fastball cut on and missed. It was high and in on Larson, and he took a big hack trying to get the A's on the scoreboard. Right now, Chatham trails Wareham 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th. The A's have only 1 hit today. 1-1, fastball, called a strike on the outer half. Larson behind 1-2 to Consiglio. Here's the 1-2. Fastball upstairs. And Rogers flips the glove up to grab it. Both catchers have been awfully busy today. Drew Rogers for Wareham and Daniel Jackson for Chatham. Plenty of pitches missing high or to the outside. They've had a lot to do. It's a 2-2 pitch to Larson. Here it is. Fastball hit in the air. Shallow left field. Towards the line. Cruson runs in, and he makes the grab just 2 feet from the left field line for out number 2. That ball hung up. Chris Ramirez from the shortstop spot sprinted out, and he was called off at the last second by Cruson, who raced in from left and made the grab. There's 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. Nobody on for Isaiah Lane, who hits from the right side. Wareham on top of Chatham 3-0 at Veterans Field. Here's the 1-0 from, first pitch from Consiglio as a fastball popped up and fouled off right side. Tails all the way to the playground past right field. When Molly McGrath came on earlier, she mentioned how many kids run after the foul balls. That one was no exception. And a highly prized possession over on the right side. Here's the 0-1 to Lane. Fastball hit in the air, right side, tailing foul, and it lands up against the wall that fences in the Wareham bullpen in the right field corner. 0-2 on Lane. Chatham has reached base 4 times today. 3 walks in the top of the 1st, bottom of the 1st. Since then, just 1 hit. It was Chase Freilich in the 3rd. Nobody else has reached since that point. Here's the 0-2. Fastball hit on the ground, right side, gobbled up at second. The throw to first in time to get Lane. Randall to McHugh, second to first, and Lane is retired as the A's go 1-2-3 in the 4th. Chatham still held off the scoreboard. Wareham with a 3-0 lead as we make our way to the top of the 5th. Caden McDonald, Chase Cruson, and Vance Sheehan when we come back to face the Lefty Johnson on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
She make her feel so good, Lord. She make her feel all right. And her name is G. L. Whoa. R. I. G-L-Y. Gloria. G-L-Y. Gloria. I'm gonna shout it all night. Gloria. I'm gonna shout it every day. Yeah, 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 yeah. She comes around here.
It's the top of the 5th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Wareham in front of Chatham 3-0 from Veterans Field. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. The lefty Cam Johnson getting warm again for his 2nd inning of work. He loaded the bases back in the 4th, but then got a crucial fly out to right field to retire the inning with no damage done. All 3 runs today charged against the starter Jacob Turner, who was pulled after 3 innings. It's the right-hander Caden McDonald who leads it off. He's followed by Chase Cruson and Vance Cheyenne. Johnson steps off ahead of the first pitch. Ryan Damari circles around, brushes off home plate, and gives time for the music at Veterans Field to kill. Now, McDonald stands back in. Left on right. Here's the first pitch. Fastball hit in the air, club deep to left. Hanley goes back. It's over the wall, a home run. A screaming line drive off the bat of Caden McDonald clears the wall by inches in left field and extends the Wareham lead. It is 4-0 Gatemen in the top of the 5th. 99 miles an hour off the bat from Caden McDonald. He got every stitch of that ball. And now things are starting to slip even further for the A's. This is the hottest offense in the league. A comeback against a team like this is awfully tough. Johnson faces Chase Cruson from the left side. The first pitch. Fastball hit on the ground. Back to Johnson. He snares it. Jogs over to first and underhands to Stallman. He got the runner. A bouncer directly back towards his face. He gloved it and made the slow run over. Back-to-back hard hit balls for the Gatemen. Now there's 1 down in the top of the 5th. After the home run, Wareham on top 4-0 at Veterans Field in the top of the 5th. It's the right-hander Vance Cheyenne. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike. The rare breaking ball for Johnson, and he slows it down under 80 miles an hour on the gun. 0-1 on Cheyenne. Johnson kicks and deals. Breaking ball, down and away. Can't locate the zone. It's 1-1. Cheyenne bats with 1 gone and nobody on. Johnson deals. Fastball downstairs, in and out of the glove of Jackson. He's made him work so far. The night sky setting in at Veterans Field. The light tower is now the biggest source of light. The sun is set in left center. 2-1. Fastball cut on and missed. Strike 2. When Johnson dials it up and hits the zone, he's awful good. You just never know what you'll get out of him on a nightly basis. But when he is on, he looks like one of the best pitchers in the league. Here's the 2-2. Fastball down and away. Count runs full on Cheyenne. Hayden Yost waits in the on-deck circle. 7-hole hitter has a triple today. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball hit in the air, down the left field line towards the corner, and it lands foul. Hanley chased after it. That's the third time a ball has been hit towards that corner today. One of them left on a home run earlier from Colby Turner, and that was nearly another. Cheyenne missed it by a couple feet out and to the left. He has to return in a full count with one gone. Nobody on, and a 4-0 lead for the Gatemen in the top of the 5th. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Dips the curveball underneath the bat of Cheyenne. That is a big out number 2 for Johnson, as it brings up Hayden Yost with 2 gone. Not many strikeouts for Johnson coming on breaking pitches, mostly the heater. But that time throws 3 breaking balls in that at-bat to Cheyenne. First pitch to the lefty Yost. Fastball down and in. Rather, breaking ball again from Johnson. 1-0. Yost 1 for 2 today. A triple back in the second. Hit a scorcher down the first base line and underneath the glove of Stallman. That rolled all the way to the corner and right. Here's the 1-0. Fastball. Called strike on the bottom half. 1-1. Jake, you have a check of Major League scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
Spencer Torkelson, a 2018 and 19 Chatham A, has 2 hits, but the Tigers trail the Pirates 7-3 in the 6th.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball inside. 2-1.
Phillies are up 4-1 on the Red Sox. Yankees are up 4-1 on the Blue Jays. Both games are in the 6th.
Johnson comes set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Called strike on the inner half.
The Red Sox lost last night on a walk-off catcher's interference. First time that happened in a Major League game since 1971, and the second time since 1905.
Jake, what were you doing in 1905?
Not much.
99 years from being born. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball downstairs, in and out of the glove of Jackson. Rolls back onto the grass. It's a full count now with 2 gone.
And then the other score that's notable for Chatham, Kansas City and the Cubs are tied scoreless in the bottom of the second. Rich Hill, the 45-year-old, is making his 2025 Major League debut with the Royals tonight as the starter. He's a former Chatham pitcher in 2000 and 2001.
My goodness. He is still at it, his 20th year of Major League Baseball. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball downstairs, it's ball 4. Yost takes a 2-out walk as he makes his way down to first base. It's a 2-out base runner for Wareham in the top of the 5th. The Gatemen up 4-0 on the A's. Jake, anything else to report?
Couple of other games still to start, including Astros at Diamondbacks. That's at 9:40. Jeremy Pena gets the start at shortstop for Houston. 2017 Chatham A.
Drew Rogers, the catcher from the right side. First pitch, fastball, check swing. He went around, strike 1.
Also at 9:40, Brewers visit the Mariners, and the Twins are at the Dodgers at 10:10 Eastern.
The Brewers have won 11 straight. That's now the best record in baseball. Johnson's 0-1 pitch. Runner takes off for second. Pitch is a strike. The throw down. Got him! Daniel Jackson hoses the runner. Yost was breaking for second. It was not an easy throw as the breaking ball came in on him. And boy, he hosed him at second base. Daniel Jackson gets slaps from his teammates as he makes his way back to the dugout. And that ends the top of the 5th. 4-0, Wareham on top of Chatham as we make our way to the bottom of the 5th. Jake Hanley, Trace Mazan, and Jackson Freeman when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio, play-by-play. Oh, A's, Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
We're halfway there. Bottom of the 5th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Wareham on top of Chatham, 4-0. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. Jake Hanley to lead it off for the A's from the left side. He faces the lefty Cooper Consiglio back on for his 5th inning. The first pitch, fastball cut on and missed. Hanley offered a big swing, slammed the bat into his back. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball down and away in the dirt and gloved by Rogers. A ball and a strike on Hanley. 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to Chris McHugh, the first baseman. 3 unassisted. Only 1 hit today for Chatham. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball sails over the head of Hanley and ricochets up against the backstop. Just slipped out of the hand of Consiglio as he airmailed the 6'6" Hanley in the lefty box. That wasn't even close. Nobody on, so no threat for Consiglio, and now a 2-1. Here it is. Fastball clips the bottom outside corner on Hanley. 2-2. That's with nobody on and nobody gone. Bottom of the 5th. Here's the 2-2. Fastball, check swing, he went around, strike 3. The 5th strikeout today for the starter Consiglio. All 5 coming against different Chatham batters. He retires Hanley as the first out of the bottom of the 5th, and brings up Trace Mazan. His second Cape League at bat, he stands in from the right side. Consiglio's first pitch, fastball. He loses the bat as he swings and tosses it over the Chatham dugout.
Mazan did that exact same thing in batting practice today. He lost his bat out of his hand and he snapped it when he let it go. It hit the side of the batting turtle and snapped in half.
This time it ricocheted off the netting and dropped in between the crevasse behind the third base side dugout and the netting. And it has to be scooped up by a bat boy. He applies a lot of extra stickum to grip onto that bat and walk slowly back to the right-handed box. There's no doubt he went around. It's 0-1 with 1 gone. Nobody on base for Mazan. Consiglio winds and deals. Fastball outside, a ball and a strike. Middle infield with their heels on the grass to face Mazan. No real information yet on the righty to shift him either way. Here's the 1-1. Fastball chopped on the ground, right side and foul. It spun out down the first base line and twisted its way on the ground until it rolled into the coaching box on the first base side. Mazan down in the count, 1-2. 1 gone and nobody on. Chatham trails Wareham 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Consiglio stares in. Now deals. Fastball high and out. No swing from Mazan. It's 2-2. One of two community college players the A's just picked up. It's him and Christopher Langley, the two. Here's the 2-2. Fastball down and away. Count runs full on the right-handed hitting Mazan. Played his last year at Weatherford Community College, is on his way to Coastal Carolina next year, the national runner-up. Here's the payoff. Fastball clubbed out to left field and down for a base hit. Drops in front of Cruson. A short turn around first as Mazan scrambles back in. And it's just the second hit today for the A's. Mazan with his first base hit as a Cape Cod League baseball player. A one-out single for Chatham. That brings up Jackson Freeman from the left side as Mazan takes his leadoff. Middle infield at double play depth. It's lefty on lefty. Here's the first pitch. Fastball popped up, left side. It tails out. 0-1 on Freeman.
Hudson, I know we did the Major League scoreboard last half inning, but Rich Hill has just allowed his first 2 runs of his 21st season of Major League Baseball.
Well, he wasn't going to be perfect. Pickoff move to first. They got Mazan in a rundown. The throw into the second baseman. He slaps the tag on Mazan, and he's picked off. Pickoff move goes 1 to 3 to 4. And Mazan slowly makes his way back to the Chatham dugout. That erases the one-out single and now changes the at-bat entirely for Freeman. He's down 0-1 in the count with 2 gone. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, sails over the head into the backstop. 1-1.
Rich Hill allowed an RBI single to Matt Shaw of the Cubs.
Oh.
Both played in the Cape League 2 decades apart.
I was going to say, what is the exact age difference between those two? It has to be drastic. 1-1, breaking ball down and away, 2-1 on Freeman.
Jack Caglione, another former Cape League player, is in the lineup tonight for Kansas City. Rich Hill was drafted before Jack Cags was born.
Wow. Here's the 2-1. Fastball downstairs and gloved. 3 balls and a strike. I mean, that is crazy. You hear those stories with Tom Brady all the time, who played at Michigan the same time Rich Hill played at Michigan. Here's the 3-1. Fastball, called strike on the outer half. Freeman thought he walked. He shakes the head as he steps out of the left-handed batter's box. It's a full count with 2 gone and nobody on for Jackson Freeman. Wareham on top of Chatham 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Consiglio deals. Fastball out of the glove of Rogers, and it's ball 4. Freeman with a 2-out walk. His second walk of today. The A's have base runners on in consecutive fashion for the first time since the first, albeit Mazan was thrown out on a pickoff move. Drew Rogers, the catcher, has a word with Consiglio before he makes his way back to his spot. There is a right-hander up and warming in the Wareham pen. This is the first action the Gatemen have had today. Freeman leads off of first with 2 gone. Daniel Jackson from the right side. Pickoff move to first, and Freeman steps back in time. Consiglio takes a long windup before the lefty pickoff move. That's what made it so deadly for Mazan, who thought the leg kick was him starting to go and went early. Another pickoff move, and Freeman back in time standing yet again. That's the case with lefties. A lot easier to throw over to first because you're facing that way. Consiglio stares down Freeman, who stands well off the bat. First pitch to Daniel Jackson, called strike at the knees. Fastball from the lefty at 89. He stands back in. Readies for the 0-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball downstairs. Rogers blocks it before it can get by him. 1-1. Time called by the first base umpire, Jeff Merzel. As Freeman gets to fix his equipment before he steps back off of first. The right-hander up and warming in the pen for Wareham is Daniel Powell from Kennesaw State. 1-1. Fastball popped up, foul. Spoiled off to the right side into the dark night. Creeping up on 2 hours played into this game. Bottom of the 5th. Chatham trails Wareham 4-0. Pickoff move to first, and Freeman walks back in. No threat of slapping the tag on, but because it worked so well against Mazan, Cooper Consiglio, the pitcher, feels the need to keep going back over to Freeman, who takes a sizable leadoff. 1-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Jackson swings through the high heat. It's the 6th strikeout for Consiglio today, as he has worked 5 innings of no-run ball, only allowing 2 hits for the A's. No runs for Chatham in the inning on 1 hit. No errors, and the 1 runner left on base. When we come back, it's the top of the 6th, and Wareham has a chance to add on to its lead. 4-0 Gatemen when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Zero chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAD is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance. 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cap before there's 0 time left.
It's nighttime on Cape Cod at Veterans Field. A 4-0 lead for Wareham over Chatham as we enter the top of the 6th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Drew Rogers to lead things off from the right side. He's followed by Chris Ramirez and Braden Randall, righty, righty, lefty, to face Cam Johnson in his 3rd inning. Johnson peers in and comes set. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball downstairs, check swing, but he went around. Ryan Damari calls it himself behind home plate. It's 0-1. A season-high crowd at Veterans Field today. 5,523 people at today's game. Here's the 0-1 from Johnson. Fastball upstairs. 1-1. SportsCenter was here earlier today. So, of course, people wanting to see the big cameras and the fancy lights will show up, but many have stuck around. Johnson's 1-1 pitch to Rogers. Breaking ball, called strike. Clips the very bottom edge, it's 1-2. Which, of course, means with this crowd that this is the biggest 50-50 pot of the year, most likely. So, Jake, We bought some tickets.
Yes, we have 8 50-50 raffle tickets, and there's an additional prize tonight because it's Chatham Bars In night.
1-2 pitch from Johnson. Fastball down and away, 2-2.
They're giving away a 2-night stay for 2 at the Chatham Bars Inn, breakfast included.
Do you think that's one bed?
I sure hope not, because if we win, I don't want to share a bed.
Are we sharing a bed? We'll have to figure this out when we win. When we win is the key word. Here's the 2-2 to Rogers. Fastball up and in, and the count runs full to the leadoff man. You know, I wouldn't mind, because of how good Chatham Bars Inn is. I'd bring a sleeping bag and sleep on the floor. You get breakfast.
I'll take the bed. I'm willing to make that trade.
You get breakfast. You did buy the raffle tickets, so I would give you the bed. I hope it's a king size, though, and then maybe we can have a little debate. Payoff pitch, breaking ball, called, strike 3. Oh, he went around. It looked like Rogers had held up for the most part, but he swung down just enough for Ryan DeMari not to need an appeal. He rang him up at the plate, and it's the second strikeout today for Cam Johnson.
I mean, even if we just win the large Sweet Tomatoes pizza,
I'm happy with anything we win. And, of course, the prize for the 50-50 money-wise has to be unbelievable.
Yes.
That's life-changing money. Well, maybe not life-changing.
I don't know about life-changing.
Week-changing money.
Week-changing money.
That's 24 hours changing money. Chris Ramirez from the right side with 1 gone. First pitch, breaking ball down and in, 1-0. We got to listen out for these numbers, too.
And you'll have to stick around on the Cape Cod Baseball Network to find out if we win.
Very true. Here's the 1-0 to Ramirez. Fastball blown by him, but just off the plate. 2-0. No swing from Ramirez. Great tease for the rest of the broadcast, Jake. It's 4-0 Wareham right now in the top of the 6th. 1 gone and nobody on. 2-0 pitch to Ramirez. Fastball, called strike. Flips the outer half. It's 2-1. And that was awful close. Johnson in his 4th appearance on the season. His 3rd inning today. Here's the 2-1. Fastball down and in. And it's a 3-1 count on Ramirez. He's already walked today. That walk was issued by Cam Johnson. Part of a 4th inning where he loaded the bases with 2 gone. And then got the crucial final out. He has only allowed 1 run since coming in. 3-1. Fastball high and away, ball 4. The 4th walk from Johnson today. The 2nd to Ramirez as he trots down to first. It's a 1-out base runner for Wareham. It's the hottest offense in the Cape League, Jake. And tonight, even though they're piecing it together bit by bit, sometimes hot, sometimes cold, they have really shown why.
Yeah, they've done it without a whole lot of small ball either. Several extra base hits, 4 of them on the day, including 2 homers.
Colby Turner and Caden McDonald, the 2 to homer. It's Braden Randall from the left side with 1 on. First pitch, breaking ball down and away. Jackson slides to his left to field it and holds the runner at first base. He bats for the 4th time today. A single and a double for him. Pickoff move to first, a lollipop throw, and Stallman bolts off the bag to snag it feet away. If Johnson had rifled a throw, it would have skipped into the side netting, and it would have been at least a free 90 feet for Chris Ramirez. He leads back off of first, held on by Stallman. Middle infield at double play depth for the A's. Here's the 1-0. Runner takes off. Pitch is a ball, rather strike. The throw down sails over the head of Lane and tips off the glove. Rolls into shallow center field, and Ramirez goes up to 3rd. It was a high throw from Daniel Jackson. Isaiah Lane leapt over the second base bag to try to snag it. It tipped off of his glove and had a slow roll into right center field. Freeman was quick to react, to back up the throw, but not quick enough to hold Ramirez from taking an extra bag. So he steals second and then advances on that mistake from the A's.
4 Chatham errors and 6 in the last 2 days.
The defense has been rough, especially considering where this team had been defensively for most of the season was solid. Here's the 1-1, breaking ball high and in, and Randall leans off the plate. 2-1. Runner on third is Ramirez after the steal and error. Johnson's 2-1. Breaking ball hit on the ground right at Stallman at first. He gobbles it up and steps on the bag, and Ramirez comes in from third. It's the 5th run of the day for the Gatemen, still 5-0 Wareham in the top of the 6th. Wareham with 5 runs today, Chatham with just 2 hits. The A's pick up the second out of the frame. And now face the right-handed hitting Colby Turner. He has reached all 3 times today. A single, a home run, and a hit by pitch. Lefty-righty the first pitch. Fastball popped up right side. Foul territory. Stallman over, and it lands just beyond the fence that separates the right side of Veterans Field from the playing surface in the warning track. That drops straight down into a crowd of fans. 0-1 at the dish to Turner. He bats with 2 gone and nobody on. Wareham with a run across in the inning. It is 5-0 Gatemen in the top of the 6th. Johnson deals. Breaking ball in the dirt and off the protector of Jackson. 1-1. The 51st pitch in relief for Cam Johnson. Came in after Jacob Turner nearly hit 70. The A's have had to throw a lot today. Feels like with this amount of pitches, it would be more than 5 runs across for Wareham. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, called strike. Freezes Colby Turner. Now Johnson just a strike away from sending us to the bottom of the 6th. Comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss, strike 3. Johnson blows the heat by Turner to end the frame, but a run for Wareham. It's 1 run on no hits, 1 Chatham error, and no runners left on base at the end of the day for the Gatemen. Chris Ramirez goes walk, stolen base, error, and then comes in to score as Chatham trails Wareham 5-0, headed to the bottom of the 6th. The A's need hits. Chase Fralick, Reed Stallman, and Roman Martin on the other side.
Chatham A's on the air. Well, it was nearly summer. We sat on your roof. Yeah, we smoked cigarettes and we stared at the moon. And I showed you stars you never could see. Bet they couldn't
Hi, this is Jackson Freeman from Northwestern University. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
It's time for the bottom of the 6th from Veterans Field. A 5-0 lead for the Wareham Gatemen as the A's have only been held to 2 hits today from the starter Cooper Consiglio. His day is done after 5 innings pitched, and it's finally a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen for Wareham. The right-hander Daniel Powell comes in his place. 6'3", 195 pounds from Kennesaw State. He makes his 7th appearance of the season, holds an 8.35 ERA in 18 1/3 innings pitched. 11 walks to 16 strikeouts for the right-hander. He faces Chase Fralick, Reed Stallman, and Roman Martin. That's 3, 4, and 5 in the A's order. Lefty, lefty, righty. The first of those 3 is Chase Fralick, who sweeps dirt out of the left-handed batter's box. Takes a deep breath and plants his 2 feet in the box. Right on left to begin the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch, fastball, called a strike. 0-1 on Fralick. Fastball, changeup, cutter, curveball. That's the 4-pitch mix for Daniel Powell. Is 0-1. Fastball popped up and foul. Quickly 0-2 on Fralick. The starter today, Cooper Consiglio, had a much better outing than the last time he faced Chatham. Back on the 3rd game of the year, he only went 3 innings in a 9-2 loss that day for Wareham. Powell steps off ahead of the 0-2 as Fralick exchanges words with the catcher Drew Rogers. Now the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, club left side, and foul. A screamer off the bat of Fralick. He had a lot of weak contact yesterday in a 3-hit performance. The only ball that he really smoked in that game, he got a massive piece of. 105 miles an hour directly at Katuitt's first baseman. And up to that point, that was his first out of the game on a 105 screamer. On the plate appearance before that, he dribbled the ball on the infield, virtually a swinging bunt, as it trickled on the left side of the infield, and he reached on that. Drew Rogers having a meeting with Daniel Powell, just feet off of the mound. The catcher puts the earpiece back in and walks back. It's 0-2 to Fralick, nobody on and nobody gone. Powell deals. Fastball just high. 1-2 on Fralick and a steely take. That was close. His stance is wide in the left-handed box. Now the 1-2. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Daniel Powell K's the first batter he faces today, as Fralick goes down looking for the 2nd time. That's 1 down in the bottom of the 6th for the A's. Brings up Reed Stallman from the left side. Jake, you have a check at our Cape League scoreboard presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza.
Good news, they finished 9 innings at Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth.
First pitch, fastball, cut on and missed, strike 1.
Bad news is they needed a 10th. YD and Bourne tied 4-4. Wareham, by the way, is the only team in the league still without a tie on the season.
15-14 coming into today with the Gatemen. Here's the 0-1. Fastball, sprayed foul. 0-2.
Katuitt beat Falmouth 6-2 at Gov Fuller Field, so the West is tightening up again. 1st and 4th by the night's end could be decided by just 4 points.
That is, of course, if Chatham wins today and the A's trail 5-0 in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out and nobody on. An 0-2 pitch to Stallman. Fastball high, 1-2.
So more on that front. Harwich, with which Chatham is tied at 29 points for 4th in the East, currently leads Hyannis 6-3 2 out in the bottom of the 9th. So Harwich just an out away from locking up a win.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Back-to-back breaking balls for strike 3 on the outer edge. Freilich and Stallman both K looking. And Daniel Powell, despite dialing up the heat early in counts, is really picking apart the outside edge of the zone on lefties.
And the last score, which is perhaps the most pertinent for Chatham, Brewster leads Orleans 4-2 in the top of the 8th at Eldridge Park. So if that score holds and this one holds, Chatham will be just a point back of Orleans.
First pitch, Martin pops it up. Shallow right center field. Drifts just beyond the infield dirt and secured by Randall. He had to lean back to his left as that high pop-up tailed down on him. But he grabbed it for out number 3, and the A's quickly go 1, 2, 3. 2 strikeouts in the frame, no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for the A's. McHugh, McDonald, and Cruson up next when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror. Looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance. Everybody gets to dance. Only in America. Sun going down on an LA freeway. Newlyweds in the back of a limousine. A welder's son and a banker's daughter. All they want is everything.
Top 7 at Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. A 5-0 lead for the Wareham Gatemen over the Chatham Anglers. It's the right-hander Christopher Langley who makes his first appearance of the season as the A's do a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen. The right-hander from Tyler Junior College faces Chris McHugh, the right-handed hitter. He'll be followed by Caden McDonald and Chase Cruson. The first pitch from Langley, fastball, popped up, right side, and tails foul. 0-1. Boy, Langley on that first pitch, he really catapults it. Leaves the right arm all the way back and then slings it forward. Almost Trebuchet-esque.
Wow. Trebuchet.
Big word, huh? Do you know what a trebuchet is?
No.
0-1. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Beautiful pitch from Langley. It's 0-2.
Do tell.
So a trebuchet, I get to put my history minor to use here. Trebuchet is basically a weighted catapult where instead of it slinging forward while being released, it uses momentum on one big block on one side. It drops and slings the arm forward. 0-2. Breaking ball down and away. It's 1-2. I get to use both of my things together. This is great. Whoever thought I would use a history minor? 1-2 on the leadoff man, Chris McHugh. Here's the pitch. Fastball downstairs, and it skips into the chest protector of Jackson. Rolls down the first base line.
Home plate umpire Ryan DeMari giving him a little bit more time to catch his bearings as he fires a ball back to the mound for Langley. It's 2-2. He's set at the belt and deals. Breaking ball hit down the left sideline and underneath the glove of Martin it goes into left field. It's ruled an error. Roman Martin with errors on back-to-back days at third base, and it puts the leadoff man aboard in the top of the 7th for Wareham. The 5th error today for Chatham. The A's have no runs on 2 hits, 5 errors. Right on right with Caden McDonald. First pitch from Langley. Breaking ball down and away, and it's 1-0. Yeesh, Jake. This is rough.
Yeesh is a good way to put it.
I don't really have any other words how to describe it. First pitch, popped up, stays on the infield on the right side. Stallman underneath it from first. He trots back and makes the grab. 1 down. 2 of those errors today have been courtesy of Reed Stallman at first base, who other than today has played a tremendous first base this season. So some of this is just uncharacteristic for Chatham. 1 gone and a runner on first. It's Chase Cruson from the left side. Right-hander Langley fires. Breaking ball, called strike. He's got a splendid curve. Getting a chance to pitch on a big stage coming from junior college in Tyler. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball popped up and skies over the press box. Just offset towards the third base side. It's 0-2. Chatham assistant coach Brett Doe is his head coach at Tyler Junior College. Brought him in for moments like these. Says that the scale he gets to pitch at is a big part of the reason he wants Langley out here, to show what he has. Good performances are big for Brett Doe's Tyler Community College. 0-2 is skied left side and foul. Jay Powell shouts out, "You got to execute." Standing on the top step of the third base side dugout. Radios into his walkie-talkie. He holds it close to his face as he calls for some movement down the left field line. It's 0-2 on Cruson. Langley deals. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. There's that curve again. Boy, it's a beauty. That's the first strikeout for Christopher Langley in his Cape Cod League career. The 5th today for Angler pitching, all 5 swinging. 2 gone, top of the 7th. Van Sheehan in from the right side with a runner on first. First pitch, fastball, catches the bottom edge, 0-1. It's a 5-0 lead for Wareham. Langley looked over his shoulder at the runner at first and now deals. 0-1 is downstairs. A ball and a strike on Sheehan. 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. That came against the lefty reliever Cam Johnson. 1-1. Breaking ball downstairs and no swing. Sheehan holds back. That's been rare for Wareham hitting against the right-hander Langley. 2-1. Breaking ball fouled off at the plate. Dribbles all the way into the netting, offset towards the third base side. Scooped up by the ball boy. Pinstripes on for the ball boys to match the A's pinstripes. Chatham with 2 white jerseys this year. 2-2, runner takes off for second. Pitch is grounded left side. Lane scoops it up, fires over to first, and got him. Fielded it on 1 high bounce right into the glove, and no trouble for Isaiah Lane, who ends the top of the 7th. No runs for Wareham for just the 3rd frame today that's happened. It comes on no hits, 1 Chatham error, and a runner left on base.
When we return for the bottom of the 7th, the A's have the bottom of the order. Now it's time for Peter Burns, our public address announcer, who has Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Here we go. We've got Holly with the oh, I need to be like Mr. Fantastic. Okay, here we go. We've just got Clara. Clara's the only one who signed up. Just kidding. Conrad, Ben, Lucy, Olada, Lex, Burke, Lauren, Monmi, Cornyn, Wiley, Derek, John, Gwen, Millie, Vera, Deanna, Luke, Henry, Cardine, Will, Ben, Augie, Savannah, Keating, Zoe, Annie, Colby, Maria, Joseph, Alex, and Pearson. Who did I miss? Eddie! All right, on 3. A 1, a 2, a 3. Awesome job. Thank you, everyone. Leading off for the Anglers.
Cape Cod Baseball Network and the A's. Sports Radio, play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air. Take me out to the ball game.
Psych. Back for the bottom of the 7th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's the left-hander Ashton Larson to face Daniel Powell from the right side. First pitch from the righty is popped up and foul. 0-1. A 5-0 lead for Wareham over Chatham as we enter the bottom of the 7th. The A's have just 2 hits today in comparison to 5 Chatham errors. Ashton Larson is 0 for 2 thus far. 0-1 pitch. Fastball hit on the ground, up the middle, gloved at the mound by Powell. He underhands to first in time. 1 down. Bouncer right back to him. All he had to do was flick the glove down, and it landed right in the mitt. Brings up Isaiah Lane from the right side. The only Chatham players with hits today, Chase Freilich and Trace Mazan, who was then picked off at first base. Chase Freilich never made it past first. Right on right, the first pitch. Fastball, called strike on the lower inside corner. 0-1 on Lane. Powell takes a deep breath, winds and deals. Fastball scorched left side and gloved at third. The throw over to first. Pulls the first baseman off the bag, but he keeps the foot on. What a stretch from Chris McHugh. It was a scorcher on the ground. Sheehan fielded it, picked it up, slung it over to first base. McHugh was leaning down the first base line as he was pulling off the bag, and he gloved it. Quickly 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. The A's offense right now cooler than the other side of the pillow. It's right on left with Jake Hanley. Nobody on. Here's the first pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. Powell wastes no time. He fires with 10 on the clock. 0-1 is outside on a breaking ball. 1-1 to Jake Hanley. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out. 1-1. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Nasty as it ducked underneath the bat of Hanley. He was way out ahead of the breaking ball. And Powell a strike away from sending us to the 8th inning. It is 1-2 with 2 gone. Nobody on. Here's the pitch from Powell. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. The A's go down 1-2-3 for the 2nd straight inning. Chatham today with 10 strikeouts on the ledger. in comparison to just 2 hits and 5 errors. This game has been a statistical nightmare for the A's. It's a 5-0 lead for Wareham as we head to the top of the 8th. Wareham sends Yost, Rogers, and Ramirez to bat for the second inning of work for Christopher Langley. The righty comes back, and we have a change on play-by-play when we return. Jake Klein has the rest of your game on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
In the sun somewhere, there's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day. In the sun somewhere, there's a home run ball flying over that wall off a Little League bat. Peanuts and cracker jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. 2 for 1, the fireworks and cold beer in my right hand. Pretty girls in a top-town Jeep, wind blowing through their bleached blonde hair. Having fun forever young out there in the sun somewhere.
Back at Veterans Field, we start the 8th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Wareham 5, Chatham nothing. Right-hander Christopher Langley of Tyler Junior College out for his second inning, and he faces the left-handed hitting Hayden Yost to start the 8th. Right against left, the first pitch. Breaking ball tails inside. A ball and no strikes on Yost, who tonight is 1 of 2. A triple on a hard ground ball down the right field line, plus a ground out to short and a walk. 1-0 from Langley. Fastball, 2 hop to short. Lane fields between his legs. He slings it across to first in time for the first out. 1 up, 1 down in the 8th on 2 pitches for Christopher Langley. Wareham in front of Chatham 5-0 in the top of the 8th. And with 1 out and nobody on, the right-handed hitting catcher Drew Rogers steps to the plate. Right-on-right matchup against Langley. Rogers today is 0 for 2. He did reach on a walk in the 4th. First pitch. Fastball called a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. The season-high crowd at Veterans Field has done a pretty good job sticking around. Still, most of the lower bowl and the home plate grandstand, I should say, is filled. Lined out to right on the 0-1, and it tails foul. So the count goes to 0-2 on the right-handed hitting Drew Rogers. Right-hander Langley ready on the mound. Black glove at the belt. Kicks and deals. Breaking ball called, strike 3. He drops the slow bender 75 miles per hour right over the heart of the plate, and Rogers is frozen. 2 gone.
The shortstop, number 2, Chris Ramirez.
It's the second strikeout for Langley out of the Chatham bullpen. And with nobody on and 2 away, the right-handed hitting Chris Ramirez steps in. 9-hole hitter. First pitch, breaking ball on the outside corner, called a strike. 0-1 on Ramirez. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. He walked in the 4th and in the 6th, scored the second time. A 1, lined out toward right. Larson sprints in, he plays it on a hop. It's a 2-out single for Chris Ramirez. He's aboard as the order turns over. And Braden Randall steps to the plate.
Second baseman, number
Hudson, we have the 50-50 numbers. They've been leaked early to us.
I wouldn't read them off. I wouldn't go. The Snack Shack can hear us. That'd be criminal.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to spoil it.
No.
Left-handed hitting Braden Randall with a runner on 1st and 2 out. First pitch, breaking ball called a strike over the heart. For those who don't remember from earlier in the broadcast, or if you've joined us since, we bought 8 50-50 raffle tickets because they're giving away a 2-night stay at the Chatham Bars Inn. Pick to first, runner back with a head-first dive. I'm just taking a brief look at these numbers. I'll have to double check in between innings, but I don't think we've won.
I don't like our odds. I'm looking at the front of our numbers, and they do not match up.
0-1, breaking ball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, if the start of the number doesn't match up, then I guess the end doesn't really matter much.
No.
All of our numbers start with 4. Only one of the winning numbers starts with a 4. That's not great. Pick to first, safe. 4-1-0, we do have that, but then
That's
all
good.
of ours, no, all of ours are 4-1-0-9, and this is 4-1-0-5. We're out of luck.
We're out of luck instantly. So what happens? We don't get to share the bet at the Chatham Bars Inn?
What a shame. 1-1, fastball off the plate away. 2 balls and a strike.
Gotta tell you, I was really looking forward to that.
I do wonder how much this grand prize is.
That has to be a whole lot tonight. 5,523 people.
2-1. Breaking ball called a strike. Outside corner, it's 2-2. It was the largest announced crowd of the season at Veterans Field. First over 5,000. On Sports Center night, ESPN broadcasted live before and into the game. We had the pleasure of having Molly McGrath, the SportsCenter host, on the air earlier in this game. 2-2, runner goes, pitches a fastball, spoiled foul in the air over the backstop. Stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. We were simultaneously on the air on the Cape Cod Baseball Network and on ESPN.
National ESPN.
Pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I got to break the fourth wall here. I will say that was cool.
5-0 Wareham, top of the 8th. Pick to first, runner back standing. That's Ramirez who scampers back. He's on first with 2 out. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitting Braden Randall. 2 of 4 today. Langley set. The 2-2 pitch. Runner goes. Breaking ball outside. Jackson throws to second. Save! Randall in just ahead of the tag from Lane. Rather, Ramirez in ahead of the tag from Lane. He steals his 2nd base of the day. And so now a runner in scoring position with 2 out, and the count goes full on Randall at the plate. Langley comes set. Right-hander's payoff pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and popped foul over the Chatham dugout third base side. Count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wareham 5, Chatham nothing. Top of the 8th. A's in danger of falling back into solo 5th place in the East because Harwich beat Hyannis tonight to jump 2 points ahead of Chatham. Pick to second, runner dives back foot first, and the count still 3-2 on the runner at the plate. On Randall at the plate. The set, the 3-2. Breaking ball, grounded foul again. Randall continues to fight at the plate. He's fouled off 3 straight pitches. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes on him. And after Harwich wins 6-3, more bad news for Chatham. Orleans has jumped in front of Brewster 6-4 in the bottom of the 8th.
Oh.
Meanwhile, the 3-2 to Randall. Breaking ball up and away, ball 4. He walks, and Wareham has runners on first and second with 2 out. It's the first walk issued by the right-hander Christopher Langley in his Cape League debut. So Chatham, in all likelihood, not going to win tonight. The A's still do have 6 outs to work with, but trail 5-0 and only have 2 hits on the day. If the A's can't pull off the comeback and Orleans holds on to what is now a 7-4 lead over Brewster, Chatham will be 2 points back. The pitch. Fastball fouled off by Turner in the air over the backstop, offset toward the first base side, 0-1. So Chatham would be 2 points back of Harwich for 4th place and 3 points back of Orleans in 3rd.
Not a lot of time to make up ground.
Only 10 games left after today. Oh, 1. Breaking ball popped up behind home plate. Jackson sprints over. He makes the, no, he dropped it. He had it in his glove, and as he brought it down right in front of the backstop netting, it spilled out. It's strike 2 against Turner, but boy, Chatham had the end of the inning in the glove.
And he had it for a while, too. This was not just like it ricocheted off the glove. He had it in the glove, and it just, you described it perfectly, spilled out.
1st and 2nd with 2 out. 5-0 Wareham over Chatham, top of the 8th. Langley's 0-2. Fastball lined foul over the backstop toward the restroom building behind the home plate grandstand. And the count stays 0-2. It hasn't been getting to 2 strikes. That's been the issue for Langley. It's been getting strike 3. He'll have another crack at it against Turner. Another 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There it is. It's the 3rd strikeout for Christopher Langley. He strands runners on 1st and 2nd and ends the inning. No Wareham runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th at Veterans Field. Chatham looking for any semblance of offense. The Wareham lead is 5-0 at Veterans Field, and the right-hander Powell comes back out in just a moment.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me and taking control. Jealousy turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed the bright side.
Back for the bottom of the 8th at Veterans Field. Right-handed hitting Trace Mazan against the righty Powell. First pitch. Fastball up and in. 1-0. Wareham leads Chatham 5-0. Bottom of the 8th. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Here's the 1-0 to Mazan. Up and away, 2-0. He's got one of Chatham's 2 hits tonight. A line drive single over shortstop in the 5th. The other was an infield hit by Chase Fralick in the 3rd. No hits over the last couple of innings for the A's. 2-0. Up and away, 3-0. There's nobody in the Wareham bullpen. Powell, who came in to start the 6th after the 5 innings scoreless by the starter Consiglio. He winds up and deals 3-0. Up and away, ball 4. Missed in almost the exact same spot on all 4 pitches. And Mazan draws a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 8th.
Right on cue, Jake. A left-hander now up and warming.
So a runner on first with nobody out, and the Wareham order turns over for, rather the Chatham order turns over for the left-handed hitting Jackson Freeman as the Wareham catcher Drew Rogers goes to the mound.
Jake, the 50-50 pot was just announced. $1,215.
We lost out.
We didn't win it.
I will have you know, if we won, because I paid for the tickets, I was keeping all of that.
You shouldn't have told me.
Pick to first, safe. Mazan dives back head first. Ahead of the first pitch to Freeman. Mazan's already been picked off once today by the lefty Consiglio. First pitch to Freeman. In the dirt, skips between the legs of the catcher Rogers, but not far enough away for Mazan to advance. He walks back to first. Count 1-0 on Freeman.
Public address announcer Peter Burns has brought to my attention that it is a possibility that the same person has won both, because the numbers for
has won both the CBI stay and
yes,
the pot,
because the numbers were only 30 away from each other, and we're neither.
1-0. Fastball hammered foul on a sharp line drive past the right field corner, nearly home run distance. It just sailed over the Wareham relievers in the bullpen. I mean, if somebody walked away from this game at Veterans Field with $1,200 and a 2-night stay at Chatham Bars Inn with free breakfast.
Yes.
I'm jealous.
Me too.
1-1. Fastball called a strike, inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Freeman.
That's gluttony. It depends, though. They would have to buy a minimum of 30 tickets, really, to span from one to the other. So they did put in their money's worth.
There is some hope. If it's not claimed. Pick to first. Mazan back with a head first dive. If it's not claimed, I believe they will draw another number.
Oh. And there were not a lot of 041s picked. That could be us.
And we have confirmed, Peter Burns, the public address announcer, has confirmed that the same party won both prizes. 1-2 is down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
That is unbelievable. What a night at the ballpark.
You don't even have to pay admission for a ticket, and you leave $1,200 richer with a 2-night stay at the Chatham Bars Inn. Oh, my goodness.
So the count 1-2 on Freeman. Runner on first, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And now the count full, pardon me, so 3-2 on Freeman. Right against left, Mazan takes his lead off of first with nobody out. Payoff pitch. Up and in, ball 4. Back-to-back walks start the bottom of the 8th. And Hudson, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but the game-tying run is in the hole.
This is the first time Chatham has had a runner in scoring position since Reed Stallman and Jackson Freeman reached 2nd and 3rd, respectively. In the bottom of the first. The first inning. It's been since the first, but now there is a chance.
Right-handed hitting Daniel Jackson comes up. Runners on first and second and nobody out. Wareham ahead 5-0 over Chatham in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch to him. Fastball called a strike, outside corner. 0-1. Still just 2 hits for Chatham, but they have reached 6 times on walks today. Powell set. 0-1. Fastball line foul to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting Jackson. Right-hander set. Pick to second. He throws it into center field. Yost comes up with it. He throws into second. Everybody's safe. Mazan just ever so slightly crept off of second. Got a large enough lead to catch the attention of the pitcher Powell. He turned and threw to second before Randall reached second base and threw it into center. First error of the night for Wareham goes against the pitcher Daniel Powell. And Chatham has runners on second and third with nobody out. 0-2 on Jackson at the plate. Right-hander set. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball called, strike 3. Everyone in the ballpark thought it was down and in. Ryan Damari froze and then punched out Jackson, who had a couple of words for him as he walked back to the dugout. Yikes. Third strikeout for the right-hander Powell. Was right on the border, maybe grabbed a little bit of the inside, but I don't think a lot of people in the ballpark found that one to be a strike. So second and third with 1 out, and the left-handed hitting Chase Fralick steps in. First pitch. Fastball called a strike, dropped by the catcher Rogers, but in there it's 0-1. Dennis Cook said pregame that he wanted to see better hitting with runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs. This is really Chatham's first crack at that today. 0-1 in the dirt. Rogers blocks it. Keeps Mazan at third and Freeman at second with 1 out. Gatemen 5, A's nothing. Bottom of the 8th. Runners are on second and third with 1 out for Chatham. The 1-1 pitch coming to Fralick. Here it is. Swing and a miss at a low breaking ball. It's 1-2. Left-handed hitting Reed Stallman is next. Does have a home run on the Cape League season, but tonight he's 0 for 2. Before it gets to him, it's the lefty Fralick in a 1-2 count. Powell sets. Here's the pitch. Fastball grounded left side. Ramirez fields it short. He throws to first in time to retire Fralick. But Mazan comes home to score, and Chatham is on the board. The A's cut the lead to 5-1 Wareham in the bottom of the 8th. Freeman goes up to third as well. Wareham, I reckon, will gladly trade the run for the out. Gatemen are now just 4 outs away from the win. So runner on third with 2 out, and the left-handed hitting Stallman comes up. First pitch. Fastball hammered out to right, but playable for Turner. Takes a step in and makes the catch to end the inning. Chatham does get a run. It's first of the day and does it without a hit. Still only 2 of them on the board for the A's. 1 error and 1 man left on base. We go to the 9th at Veterans Field. It's Wareham 5 and Chatham 1. New angler pitcher coming in when we come back. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Crushing the last line American night. This is radio.
Back at Veterans Field, we go to the 9th with Wareham in front of Chatham 5-1. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. It's a Chatham Bars In call to the bullpen for Dennis Cook. He and the Anglers get their first look at the new right-hander, Caleb Freeman, who makes his first appearance on the Cape League season. Comes in from the Alaska League, where his season just ended, and he makes his 2025 Cape League debut with his 3rd Cape League team. He pitched in 2023 for Brewster, briefly in 2024 for Orleans, and once he throws his first pitch, he'll have covered 60% of the Cape League's East Division. Freeman is a 6'4", 230-pound Eastern Kentucky Colonel. He'll transfer to EKU from Jacksonville for next season. He's a sidewinder, throws from a very low arm angle, not quite submarine, but pretty close to it. And before he throws his first pitch, a meeting on the mound between the catcher Freeman, or rather the catcher Jackson, and the pitcher Freeman.
When new guys come in, you don't always get to see what they look like before they come in. Some are just added in the middle of the night. This was the case here. But when we saw the sidearm delivery, right away we both exclaimed, wow, sidewinder.
He'll get his
Chatham
first,
has had.
Certainly. Nothing even close to a sidearmer has been in Chatham this summer. Freeman comes set, ready for his first test against the right-handed hitting McHugh. First pitch, fastball up and away at 87 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Freeman struggled in a graduate year at Jacksonville this spring, ERA over 20. He's well-traveled. 1-0 inside with a breaking ball, 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 pitch. Fastball called strike, outside corner, 2-1.
He likes to take his time on the pitch clock. There are a lot of guys that like to get into it quickly. He likes to settle in a little bit more.
Steps off with 10 seconds on the pitch clock ahead of the 2-1 pitch. Now retakes the rubber from the stretch with nobody on. 2-1. Fastball called a strike, outside corner, it's 2-2. 5-1 game, top of the 9th, Wareham in front of Chatham. The A's coaches getting their first look at Caleb Freeman, see what they'll have the rest of the way. Right-hander comes set. His 2-2 pitch to McHugh. Fastball popped on the infield, right side. Mazan runs in from second, he makes the catch. 1 gone. McHugh pops out. He is 1 of 5. And now the right-handed hitting Caden McDonald steps in against the righty. Dennis Cook said for the final 6 to 10 games of the season, the A's will switch to a traditional bullpen. First pitch to McDonald. Fastball hit him. Got him on the arm guard as he bent out of the way of it. And he sheds the bat and jogs to first. It's a hit by pitch, and Wareham has a 1-out base runner.
And when it comes from that arm slot that reaches so much further out to the right side of the mound when you peer in from that side, and it drilled him square. It beelined directly for him.
Sidearmers especially tough in same-handed matchups. First pitch to Cruson, loop toward center. It drops in front of Freeman, a base hit. Cruson on with a 1-out single. McDonald goes up to second. Back-to-back runners reach on back-to-back pitches from the right-hander Freeman. So with runners on first and second and 1 out, the right-hander Vance Cheyenne steps to the plate against the right-hander Caleb Freeman. Hudson, currently Chatham has a battery of Jackson and Freeman.
Yes.
Unrelated to center fielder Jackson Freeman.
Which has been confusing all season long when Daniel Jackson and Jackson Freeman stack together in the lineup as they do today.
First pitch to Sheehan, up and away on the breaking ball, 1-0. So now we've just added another wrench into all that with Caleb Freeman.
Sounds like a fake name now when you put Jackson Freeman together.
Caleb Freeman comes set, 1-0. Fastball powered out to right. It twists foul and lands in the Wareham bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for Wareham. 1 run on 2 hits, 5 errors for Chatham. Most in a game this season from the A's. Righty delivers. 1-1 is popped up. On the infield. Infield fly enforced. Mazan makes the catch anyway on the back of the infield dirt near second. 2 gone.
Bad
Hudson.
news.
Yes, I was just about to.
I think we may have almost given each other the same bad news.
We're both looking at our own computers, looking at the score of the Orleans game. Firebirds have defeated the Brewster Whitecaps 7-4. Orleans has come back on multiple nights in a row. Freeman steps off before the first pitch to Hayden Yost. Orleans trailed Bourne 7-0 last night and won by 5. Tonight it was 4-0 Brewster, and Orleans won 7-4. Right on left, first pitch to Yost. Breaking ball outside, 1-0. So Chatham, assuming it doesn't have at least 4 runs in it in the bottom of the 9th, will wake up tomorrow 2 points back of Orleans. 2 points back of Harwich for 4th and 3 points back of Orleans for 3rd. 1-0 outside, 2-0.
The other thing is, too, Harwich has a game that is yet to be played at this point, so the Mariners have to make one up at some point.
That is tomorrow. Harwich and Bourne are
Yes.
the only game in the Cape League tomorrow on what's otherwise a league-wide off day. 2-0. Fastball popped up over the backstop and out of play. 2-1. So, hey, if Chatham loses tonight and goes into the off day tomorrow, they can still get good news with a Harwich loss. But at least would be 2 points back of a playoff spot when they face the Mariners on Thursday. 2-1, fastball outside, 3 balls and 1 strike on Yost. Depending on what happens in that Harwich-Bourne game tomorrow, that could easily be on Thursday at White House Field, a battle for the 4th place spot. 3-1 pitch, fastball up and away, ball 4. McDonald goes to 3rd, Cruson up to 2nd, and Yost takes first on the 2-out walk. Wareham has the bases loaded as the right-handed hitting Drew Rogers comes to the plate.
Right now for Chatham, this just feels like a drag, especially with where the standings sit in the rest of the league. 26 hours ago, there was a certain point where all the games aligned and Chatham could have been tied for 3rd.
First pitch, breaking ball, called a strike, outside corner, 0-1.
But then there were comebacks last night, including the Orleans win over Bourne, and now the table has flipped back for the worse for the A's, and including a loss tonight. And this is awfully bitter. He had a chance to get back over 500 and a chance to win 3 straight.
0-1. Breaking ball outside, 1-1.
And that would be the first time either of those would have happened all season long. And so right now Chatham needs to get out of this inning and have 4 to tie or 5 to go home. Things aren't looking good for an A's offense that only has 2 hits today.
Bases loaded, 2 out, the 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Nowhere to put the right-handed hitting Rogers. Wareham 5, Chatham 1, top of the 9th. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, lined left side, caught by Martin at third. Takes a step to his left and puts away the line drive. 70 miles an hour off the bat of Rogers. So that ends the top of the 9th. No Wareham runs on a hit, no errors, and 3 men left on base to the bottom of the 9th. It's 5-1 Wareham. The A's with their last licks coming up. They send Martin, Larson, and Lane to the plate. They need 4 to tie and 5 to win against a new Wareham pitcher. We'll get you all the information you need on the right-hander when we return. It's Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Just 3 outs left to work with for Chatham, trailing Wareham 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the 9th at Veterans Field. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Right-hander Tony Pluta comes in for Wareham. He's a 5'9", 188-pound Illinois native from the University of Arizona, and he makes his Cape League debut with a chance to close out the game. Needs 3 outs. It is 5-1 Wareham, and the first pitch to the right-handed hitting Roman Martin is on the way. It's a fastball called a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Fastball, cut fastball, curveball, and a changeup for Pluta. Nods at the sign and comes set. Glove pinned to his chest. Here's the 0-1. Fastball popped foul, first base side out of play. 1 ball, or rather no balls, 2 strikes. After Roman Martin, it is the left-handed hitting Ashton Larson and then the right-handed hitting Isaiah Lane. Righty, lefty, righty in the 9th against the right-hander Pluta. Oh, 0-2 to Martin. Here's the pitch. Fastball line foul off the backstop. Stays no balls and 2 strikes. We've reached 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Just a couple of minutes shy of the 3-hour mark in the ballgame. Wareham in front of Chatham 5-1 with a chance to re-extend its lead on the rest of the Western Division. The 0-2. Breaking ball outside, 1-2. Chatham needs 4 to tie and 5 to win here in the bottom of the 9th on a night where it's mustered only 2 hits in the first 8 innings. One and 2 to Martin. Here it comes. Breaking ball, popped foul again. First base side. 1-2, still the count on Martin, who takes a long walk around a circle of dirt around home plate. Passes by the catcher Rogers and the umpire Damari and back into the right-handed box. He spreads his legs and readies for the 1-2. Pluta deals. Fastball grounded, speared at the mound by Pluta. He races toward first and flips for the first out. And Chatham is down to its final 2 outs after the 1-3 put out.
Drove it right back up the middle, but that's the second time today where it's been a quick hopper and an even quicker reaction on the mound. First it was Daniel Powell, the first reliever today, who gloved it right back at him. And now the same happening with Pluta. The A's cannot buy a hit.
Left-handed hitting Ashton Larson steps in. Nobody on and 1 out. A's down to their final 2 outs, trailing 5-1, bottom 9. First pitch. Fastball up and away. Larson stands like a statue. Didn't move a muscle and takes it just above the zone. It's 1-0. Pluta looks in for the sign as he dangles the ball from his right hand. Comes set. The 1-0. Fastball called a strike, outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Larson taking all the way, perhaps waiting for strike 1. He gets it, and the count is even. A crowd once as strong as 5,523 has filtered down to just a few hundred. 1-1, swing and a miss at a low changeup. It's 1-2. Righty set against the lefty Larson. Pluta delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Larson strikes out. He's 0 for 4. And Chatham is down to its final out. The last hope is the right-handed hitting Isaiah Lane. The A's have K'd 11 times tonight. And again, just the 2 hits. Wareham in front 5-1, bottom of the 9th. Nobody on with 2 out, and Lane is the last hope. Right against right. Pluta's first pitch. Fastball up and away, 1-0. Right-hander comes set again. Here's the 1-0 to Lane. Fastball called a strike, low inside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike.
We've talked about this season how offense is contagious for this team. When all the bats are hitting, they do well. But when one bat is offline or a few, it affects the entire team.
1-1 to Lane. Breaking ball down and away, 2-1. And it just feels like it's 1 step up, 2 steps back for Chatham every couple of days. With a loss, they will fall back into solo 5th in the East Division. The 2-1. Fastball called a strike, top of the zone, and the A's are down to their final strike. Wareham 5, Chatham 1. Bottom of the 9th. 2 out and nobody on. Pluta set. Is 2-2 to Lane. Breaking ball outside, 3-2. Right-handed hitting Carmelo Musakia on deck. He would pinch hit if Lane reaches. Just added to the roster today out of Northeastern. First Pluta comes set. The 3-2. Fastball popped up. This should do it. On the left side, Sheehan races in. He makes the catch by third base, and the ball game ends. Wareham comes into Veterans Field and beats Chatham 5-1 and sends the A's back into 5th place in the East Division. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base in the bottom of the 9th. Wareham wins it 5-1 over Chatham at Veterans Field. Up next, it's the Anglers Extra post-game show. We'll have an interview for you, plus the highlights of Wareham's 5-1 win over Chatham at Veterans Field. The A's fall back below 500 at 13-14-3. Anglers Extra post-game show is next. It's a 5-1 Gatemen winner. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Anglers Extra post-game show.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC. When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Oh, 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 so you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad, there's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Na 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 when the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, when the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, I wanna be there in my city. Anglers Extra.
Wareham wins it 5-1. The Gatemen winners over the Anglers at Veterans Field. It's time for the Anglers Extra post-game show, and Hudson Ridley is Diamond side. Hudson?
Thank you very much, Jake. Here after that 5-1 loss to Wareham, and joined by Chris Langley. After your first appearance in the Cape, it took you a little while to get that first appearance. You're kind of riding the pine a little bit. Then you come in, you look good. How did it feel to get that first appearance out of the way?
First pitch I had went to the backstop, so the nerves got out after that first pitch, but you know, it was great. I mean, I'm so thankful to be here. I mean, Lord's blessed me so much. Thankful my Coach Doe at Tyler Junior College. You know, you don't see a lot of JUCO guys out here in the Cape, so I'm blessed. I mean, man, that was fun. That was real fun. So.
When he gave you the call to let you know you were coming up here, what went through your mind?
Well, I was on a walk, and I was like, no way, Coach, you're lying to me. And so, I've been smiles ever since. This place is awesome. This baseball is real fun, so it's going great. But
you're off to a good start as well. That curveball looked tremendous today. How did you feel about that pitch?
Hey, that's my bread and butter there. So let's keep that working. You know, hitters are off balance. Let's keep it going. You know.
We're reaching kind of the end of the season, only 10 games left, and a bit of a stern meeting after the game with Dennis Cook and the rest of the coaching staff. What was the message in that?
I mean, hey, you know, he really just said flush it. You know, we got 4 games, and then we got a break, and then we got 6 games and a break. So it's a lot of baseball, but, you know, you can't really let these things snowball. You got to, you know, you play like that one day, it's like, hey, how do you come back the next time? And that's how, you know, the Chatham Anglers do it. We got to come back stronger than this, but I know we got it.
How do you flush it?
I flush it just by, you know, keep on being a good teammate, keep on smiling, keep on realizing, hey, like, where we're at, you know, it's a pretty cool place to be. You got to have perspective on everything, so that's how I flush it.
That's Chris Langley after his debut. Chris, thank you for joining us.
Hudson. Yes, sir.
All right, back to you, Jake, with the rest of our Anglers Extra postgame show.
All right, Hudson. It is time for the highlights presented by Touchstone Closing from Wareham's 5-1 win over Chatham at Veterans Field. And the Gatemen got on it early. We pick up in the top of the first. The first 2 batters reached on hits, although one was thrown out. So runner on second with 1 out, and the right-handed hitting Chris McHugh stepped to the plate. Right-hander Turner comes set. His 1-2 pitch to Chris McHugh. On the way. Breaking ball lofted toward center field. Freeman sprints in. It drops in front of him, a base hit. Turner chugs around third. The throw to the plate is late. Turner in with a head-first dive. And McHugh goes up to second. An RBI single makes it 1-0 Wareham in the top of the first. So Wareham struck first. Chatham would limit the damage and keep it at just 1-0. But we skip ahead to the top of the the top of the third inning. And with a runner on, it was Colby Turner, Wareham's leader in home runs, who stepped to the plate. 3-0, drilled toward left. Hanley sprints back toward the corner. He looks up. It's gone inside the pole. Colby Turner swings 3-0 and belts a 2-run homer to left. He pads the Wareham lead. It's 3-0 Gatemen in the top of the third. So the Turner home run makes it 3-0 Wareham. And then an inning later, or rather 2 innings later, in the 5th, his teammate Caden McDonald said, whatever you can do, I can do too.
Here's the first pitch. Fastball hit in the air. Club deep to left. Hanley goes back. It's over the wall, a home run. A screaming line drive off the bat of Caden McDonald clears the wall by inches in left field and extends the Wareham lead. It is 4-0 Gatemen in the top of the 5th.
So while Wareham jumped out to a 4-0 lead, Chatham was quiet, and in the 6th, the Gatemen tacked on again.
Johnson's 2-1. Breaking ball hit on the ground right at Stallman at first. He gobbles it up and steps on the bag, and Ramirez comes in from third. It's the 5th run of the day for the Gatemen, still 5-0 Wareham in the top of the 6th.
Chatham mustered just 2 hits on the night, and the 8th inning did not feature one of them, although the A's did get runners to second and third for the first time since the first inning. And with 2 on and 1 out, Chase Freilich came up to get the A's on the board. Howell sets. Here's the pitch. Fastball grounded left side. Ramirez fields it short. He throws to first in time to retire Freilich. But Mazan comes home to score, and Chatham is on the board. The A's cut the lead to 5-1 Wareham in the bottom of the 8th. Freeman goes up to... So Chatham finally got on the board in the 8th, made it 5-1, but it was too little, too late. First Pluta comes set. The 3-2. Fastball popped up. This should do it. On the left side, Sheehan races in. He makes the catch by third base, and the ball game ends. Wareham comes into Veterans Field and beats Chatham 5-1 and sends the A's back into 5th place in the East Division. So there it is, your highlights presented by Touchstone Closing, and it is a 5-1 Wareham win over Chatham. We welcome you back up to the broadcast booth at Veterans Field. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Hudson, it feels like every time the A's take a step up, they take 2 steps back.
Exactly, and today was 2 kind of bigger steps back, if you will. Last night was a sloppy defensive game, but tonight kind of blows that all out of the water. The 5 errors tonight were really unlike anything we've seen from the A's this season. Times have gotten bad on the defensive end, but never that bad. Combining it with just the 2 hits at the plate, a couple of innings that lasted a little too long due to walks. It was just a demoralizing day, and you heard Christopher Langley say on the Anglers Extra postgame that Dennis Cook said, you just need to flush this and move forward. And the A's have a chance to do that. It's the perfect time to have an off day tomorrow.
Chatham does have a day off tomorrow. There's only 1 game in the Cape League. That's Harwich at Bourne, a makeup from earlier in the month. The A's have the day off. They don't play again until Thursday. Your final lines here from Veterans Field. Wareham 5 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. Chatham 1 run on 2 hits with 5 errors. The winning pitcher, Cooper Consiglio of Wareham and NC State, he is 1-1. The losing pitcher, Jacob Turner of Chatham and Bowling Green, he is 0-2. Game started at 7:03 and finished at 10:06, a 3-hour, 3-minute affair in front of a season-high crowd of 5,523. Wareham goes to 16-14-0, first in the West. Chatham falls to 13-14-3, 5th and last in the East. That's all we've got for you tonight from Veterans Field. Wareham takes it 5-1 over Chatham. The A's next play on Thursday at White House Field against the team right above them in the standings, the Harwich Mariners. That's a 6:30 first pitch from Harwich on Thursday. We'll talk to you Thursday at 6:10 on the Anglers Extra pregame show. For our producer, Beckett Calkins, and my partner, Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein saying so long from Veterans Field.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2025 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Cape Cod 5, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.